Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition all Hecata Chronicle, Berlin Bloodlines. This is episode 3, In Berlin, We Wear Black. Let's meet our players, starting with Avery.
Hello, everyone. It's me, Avery, at GoldenGwydion on all of the social media platforms, and this evening, I will be playing Unsere gnädige Herr, Edgar Wade.
Edgar Wade. As?
Hello, I'm as I was on the social medias because I think I'm funny, and I will be playing Adelaide Nagaraja.
Luna?
Fuck, I was muted. Hello, I'm Luna, or druidbynight. You can find me at druidbynight on all the social medias. Tonight I will be playing Imogen Lamia.
Rachel?
Hi, I'm Rachel. I am also Azure over on the Rolling Nomads, and tonight I am going to be playing Maria Russellini, the Mistress of Ghosts.
Very good. And last but not least, Ramos.
Hello everyone, I'm Gilbert Ramos, aka RamostheNomad. Tonight I will be playing Dr. Tullio Giovanni.
Doctor, indeed. We will be joined by our special guest Syriinx soon. But as always, this is a Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition actual play. We've gone over our safety and consent, but please check in with yourselves as your well-being is important to all of us who are playing. All the content warnings for this game will be down in the description. And I can also say please turn on closed captioning, because if you hear me speak German, it will be translated in the closed captions. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it. So if you all are ready, lass uns anfangen. As, what does that mean? You're muted.
Let's get started.
Very good. Literally, let us begin. And let's return to Berlin, inside of Edgar's penthouse, 1 week after the coterie helped a dragon and their peacocks, met the most infamous Nosferatu in Berlin, and learned that members of the family have fallen in league with the Sabbat. We begin our scene in Edgar's penthouse, where Edgar and Tullio sit out on his balcony, the one that overlooks Peacock Island, or the Pfaueninsel. All the large doors that lead out to the balcony are swung open, as Aelin has spent the day cooking and preparing to host everyone's ghouls while you all will be at Berghain. And of course, food smells absolutely atrocious to both of you, so airing out the apartment is the best you're gonna get. And Edgar, you get the feeling that Aelin has missed cooking and hosting all the human things that she doesn't get to do with you. And Tullio, it's perhaps strange to see your brother settled into this domestic bliss. After all, the night you two met, Edgar told you, and I quote, "There's not much use for humans, is there?" As the sounds of Aelin setting plates of pilaf and roast meat and flatbread play quietly in the background, and as you wait for the rest of your coterie to arrive, we listen in on these two brothers having a private chat.
So not much use for humans, eh?
That's what I brought you here to talk about. She was never really human to begin with, Tulio.
Would you like to elaborate?
I think it's better if I show you. But I need you to know that I'm offering you a gift, brother. One that does not come easily. And one that, as much as we've always said there's no price on gifts between brothers, there is a price here.
Whatever you need, Edgar, I'll pay it.
I need your vow on your blood, on your life, on your unlife, that you will protect her. She is never to become what we are. And I need your word.
I swear on my blood. I swear on my crown. I swear on the love that I bear you.
She broke my blood bond to Olivia, Tullio. And I'm offering you the same.
How?
I'll answer any questions you have after she does what she needs to do. Edgar will tuck his head in. Aelin, my darling.
Aelin is over by sort of a buffet banquet table that she set up. She's wearing a long black maxi dress and has her hair up. And she turns to look at you. Madame?
Would you come out here for a moment?
Of course. She comes around to the outside.
I need you to do for Tullio what you did for me. I know it takes a lot out of you, and I know you have a lot planned tonight.
She sort of looks to Tullio and looks to you and speaks in Farsi. Edgar, I don't really know what I did. I just knew I wanted to protect you. And then I did it.
Then protect him. I have faith in you. You're the only thing I have ever believed in.
She looks at you, Tullio. Sorry if this is going to seem a little forward, but I'm just going to try and do it like I did before.
Do whatever's necessary.
She comes over to you and crawls into your lap. So she's sort of straddling you and facing right against your face. Open your mouth. You watch her breathe into you. It's a very steady stream and very, very warm, hot breath. And she breathes for a very long time. 30 seconds go by, 60 seconds go by, 2 minutes, and she's still breathing out into you. And you feel this stream of air force itself into your body, force itself through the lungs that do not breathe and the blood that does not pulse, muscles that do not have their own electrical impulses. And you feel it course through you. You feel warm, and you feel strong. How many dots in fortitude do you have?
I believe, just 2.
Can you tell me the powers of fortitude that you have?
Resilience and unswayable mind.
Give yourself a 3rd dot in fortitude. And the power toughness. And you feel this snap in your mind, in your body, somewhere in the universe. And you believe Edgar is telling the truth. Your heightened emotions and dedication and love for Olivia seems to evaporate with Aelin's warm breath. But what's more than that is you get flashes in your mind. Flashes of you as a little boy in your home in Berlin, where you grew up, or began to grow up, with your cousin Imogen and your cousin Ariana and your little baby sister Irma. You remember a night when Hannelore Lamia and Osric Dunsern came to your home and took you away to another family in Potsdam. You remember having to pretend that these people were your parents and being told that no matter what, your family is just trying to protect you and that they love you. You remember growing up with Imogen and Ariana and of course Irma. And then you remember a night when Lucius Giovanni came to your home, slaughtered your adopted parents in cold blood, took you and your cousins and your sister away, bonded you to himself, forced you to kill your siblings in order to prove your worth to him. You remember who Imogen is now. You remember everything. I need Tullio and Edgar to both make a rouse check, please. As you notice a pouring of blood coming from Aylin's ears and nose.
Success.
Failure.
Her blood smells amazing. But it's hard to think about that right now because you have just had the most intense experience you've ever felt. Whatever Aylin is, Edgar is right. She's not just human. And Edgar, you watch as she finishes breathing, that she's going to sort of fall forward like she did with you onto Tullio, if you'd like to stop her from doing that. You know how hungry it made you.
Edgar will catch her and pick her up, bring her inside, powering through the horrible smell of food, and I'll sit her down and walk over to the sink, grab a glass of water.
She sort of wipes at her nose, sort of confused, and then at her ear. Did it work, you think? Did it work?
I'm about to find out. Thank you. He is my brother.
I know.
I'll just rest his forehead against hers before thinking better of tap water, and we'll just grab her a Sprudelwasser.
Sprudelwasser, ja genau.
Out of the fridge.
I think I need to get some ibuprofen. And she leaves, takes the Sprudelwasser and goes into the bathroom.
Edgar will return to the balcony. So,
I think Tullio is openly weeping at this point.
Edgar, another rouse check, please.
failure.
Puts you at 2 hunger. You smell your brother's blood, and it ignites the beast within you, but not much. You do wonder what Giovanni blood tastes like before snapping out of it.
What do you remember?
Everything.
And what is everything?
Did you know who she is to me?
Not exactly. But after you left the other evening, she did open up a little bit. But you know the old saying, it takes a rose a long time to fully bloom after a long winter. And I think the winter has been long for both of you.
Storyteller, may I roll wits and insight? Just to see if he's being truthful about his
Sure. Edgar,
knowledge.
if you are not being truthful about everything you know about Imogen, you may roll me composure and subterfuge, but I do not think you are lying.
Mm-mm.
Because I don't think Imogen told you everything. She definitely didn't tell you anything about Osric and Hannah-Lori.
Well, 2 successes.
With 2 successes, even if Edgar was lying, it would be hard to tell. Edgar is seems to be very good at keeping his composure.
Would you like to play our game again? One honest question for one honest answer.
Ask away, brother.
Now that you remember, and now that you are free from your bond, what do you plan to do?
afraid I don't know yet. Olivia, Lucius, I've been an implement, a tool for them for so long that I don't know what I want. I know only one thing. Lucius has someone precious to me.
Is it the woman that was speaking to you when I came to visit you all those years ago? At your home?
She's my sister.
Then she is my sister as well, and I will do what I can to help you. Your turn. Ask your question, Tullio.
Can I trust you, Edgar?
You've always been able to trust me, Tullio. I would never lead you astray, and I would never intentionally put you in danger. The others will be arriving soon. You should clean yourself up. And I believe you and Imogen have some talking to do. They don't trust you, Tullio. The others.
Why should they?
Why should they indeed? An excellent question. But as you continue your private talks, Adelaide, Imogen, Maria, along with your ghouls, and Imogen's sister Matilda, have all arrived, just come out of the private elevator. And you've had to, for just the very brief time from the parking lot or the parking garage to the elevator, listen to Katrin endlessly squawk at Maria about not being able to go to Beain. She's been sort of maneuvering all around her and saying, please, please, I want to go. Why is it that you get to go and I don't get to go? Come on, Maria, please. It is so not fair. We haven't been to Beain in a decade. This is
And I will
unfair.
take you next time. I'm so sorry. Tonight is important for other reasons. Plus, you get to hang out with Aelin. You get to do...
I don't know Aelin.
She's sweet. She's wonderful. You'll love her. I promise. Please. It's going to be okay.
It's so unfair.
I know, my love.
Ich
I
würde
know it's
daran
gonna-
erinnern. I will remember this.
Maria's just like, yeah. I love you. You're the light of my life.
Sabina has been completely silent this whole time with you, Imogen, as she has been trained to over the decade she's been your ghoul with the Bahari. She stands with you. She will, as you guard your coterie, she will guard you. She has her weapons. She's done her training. She is a member of the Bahari. And Matilda, the same. She is Hannelori's second oldest child. She's an adopted child, originally a milliner. And she's very tall and sturdy, and she has short, bright red hair. And Bella, with you, Adelaide, has just been so excited. She loves spending time with Uncle Eddie, and she's super excited to meet Aelin. And she's just been talking your ear off about how much fun it's going to be, and she hopes that you have a good time at Beain, and wants to know more about the witch, but is trying to dance around the question. And so she's like a witch, like Charmed, like on TV.
I don't think that's exactly how it works, Bella, but I'll tell you all about it when I get home.
Promise?
Promise.
Okay.
You just worry about having a good time with your Auntie
Are you
Aelin.
supposed to worry about having a good time? Aren't you just supposed to have it?
You've got me there. You're just supposed to have it. Let me worry.
So, Eddie, you get a thing on your phone. The camera pops up and you see everybody standing there. And of course, Carla Lamia is not here. As she told you, she would not be coming back and that you would see her again at the ceremony. But you see Matilda Milliner, or technically Matilda Lamia now, here. And the rest of your coterie.
Edgar will first go to the bathroom and check on Aelin.
Aelin is staring at herself in the mirror as she's stopped the bleeding from her ear and her nose, but she looks concerned.
What do you see?
I don't see anything. I saw everything, though, with Tullio. I don't know if that's what made me bleed. That poor girl. He stabbed her in the heart.
He didn't have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Our guests are here.
I'm very happy to finally meet Bella.
As am I.
And she'll...
Would you like to answer the door?
Of course.
This is your home, after all.
Yes, I hope they like Iranian food.
Let's see.
And she just squeezes your hand and goes over to the door and opens it. And everyone is greeted by Aelin in her lovely little maxi dress and her hair up. And she big smile on her face. Please, come in.
It's so great to see you again, Aelin. How are you doing?
I've been better, but please come in.
Of course. Stepping in.
Go inside.
Adelaide's gonna step up with Bella.
Mm-hmm.
Bella, I'd like you to meet Aelin.
And Aelin immediately comes over to Bella and kisses her on both cheeks. Have you taught Bella Arabic?
She's been trying.
Mm-hmm. So Aelin starts speaking to her in Arabic, and you listen to Bella sort of in broken Arabic and in wrong tenses and wrong words, but close enough, speak back to her. And it's very nice and heartwarming. Bella seems very excited to meet her. And Aelin comes over to all of you and kisses you on all cheeks. And then she sees Sabina, and she's completely shocked to see Sabina. And Sabina seems shocked to see her. And immediately she goes over to her and hugs her. And if you recall, Sabina was a blood doll. As Aelin was saved from the culling by Edgar and Tullio 11 years ago, Sabina was as well. Just, she was in a freezer with Kasim. But she was also one of the blood dolls at Maxim who was saved. And both of them seem surprised that the other is alive. And as the rest of you, the coterie, walk in, you see Edgar and Tullio.
Welcome in.
Good to see you, Eddie.
Good evening.
Tullio.
You all look lovely.
Let's take a step out onto the balcony, Slot.
Adelaide is going to drop all of Bella's things in her room and head out to the balcony.
Maria will introduce Katrin to Aelin really quick before joining.
And for point of reference, Matilda is staying outside the door, as Carla always has. She hasn't said anything to anyone.
All right. We had a conversation the other evening that Tullio was not a party to. I think that situation needs rectifying before we continue.
Maria's looking to Imogen.
It was a big conversation.
So,
Be specific.
well, I'll start and we can all volunteer the same information we did before. Aelin is special. She can do things. We know that from what the dragon said, it is the Singer of Light who can destroy the darkness on that island. And I believe that Aelin is the Singer of Light. Imogen, if you would please. You had some things you had to say.
Imogen looks like she looks out towards the island like she's thinking to herself. And then brings her attention back, says, looks to Tullio, says, there hasn't been a good time to talk and tell you everything that I ended up telling everyone else. But yes, Lucius Giovanni is my sire. He's looking for something called the Shadow Beain. Not just my sire. Tullio's as well, and she'll avert eye contact. And it's the reason my sister's dead. Does that cover everything?
You seem uncomfortable, Imogen.
It's an uncomfortable conversation. Topic.
Why?
It's just not something I like to talk about.
Would it make you more comfortable if we spoke in private?
I think we should anyway.
You both have rooms here, feel free.
Imogen will start inside.
Now, before Tullio leaves, is there anything else that anyone wishes to tell me?
The anarchs here in Berlin aren't really anarchs. They're Sabbat. Figured it out the other night, didn't have time to tell you.
Perfect.
And it seems that the Putinescas, the milliners, and the Patienobs have sided with them.
Wouldn't have been my first guesses for the family, but
The only other person who knows that information in its entirety is Akua Samedi.
They broke the masquerade in our uncle's shop.
in what way?
They sent zombies in to bust his shop up. If my intuition is correct, then Ambrose Milliner raised these zombies on behalf of his father Hamish.
Suppose we can get into what we're going to do about it soon.
There's only one thing to do, dearest brother.
If private conversations want to be had, they can certainly be done in the car on the way to Beain, because you don't want to be late for Embrace Night. Who knows while the witch will take that. So if Tullio and Imagen want to go together in Tullio's cars, Tullio drove here, whereas Imagen was driven here, that is perfectly acceptable. Is there anything that anyone wants to say to their ghouls, partners, what have you? Grab anything? Does everyone have their gifts? Anything of that nature before we head off to Beain?
Maria is going to find Catherine and see how she is holding up in the moment.
She's over by the banquet table, and she's sort of picking at some of like the kebab meat and stuff and sampling it.
Maria is going to slide up behind her, wrap her arms around Catherine, and kind of rest her head into the crook of her neck, and she's going to say, I must go, but I really do hope that you have a good time tonight. And once again, I promise that I'll take you next time. Believe me.
Fine. But
I love you.
I love you too. At least tell Eddie what I told you. Or your coterie or whatever. Since I'm stuck here.
I will. I promise.
I'm going to have a smoke.
Maria will let her go.
I'll go up to Sabina and I'll just say simply, enjoy yourself. You earned it.
Thank you, mistress. I will.
Adelaide is going to go find Bella, make sure she's got the gift all wrapped still.
Mm-hmm.
Remember what I said. If at any point things feel off, just let me know. And just stick by Aelin, alright?
I will. I hope you have a really good time, though. It's a really cool gift. I hope the witch likes it.
Thank you for your help with that, by the way.
Yeah, I've always been really good at picking out gifts, or, well, in our case, making gifts.
Both. We'll go with both.
Mm-hmm.
Have fun.
I will.
I'll let you know when we're on our way.
Just have to tug on me. I'll feel it.
Of course. And she'll lean up and kiss Bella on the forehead.
No, she'll kiss you on the cheek. I love you, Mama.
I love you. Put her hand on her cheek and then... Alright, is there anything else we need to do?
Nothing for anybody here.
Edgar will put out a cigarette, and he'll just kind of brush hands with Aelin before he brings her hand up to his mouth, and he'll kiss the ring that she wears on her finger.
Mm-hmm. As you do that, you watch Aelin's eyes snap closed, and you watch her eyeballs sort of move around like she's in REM sleep. And then she snaps them back open. And she leans up to kiss you on the cheek, but whispers in your ear, Edgar, bring your son home.
I will.
Tonight.
What did you see? Is he there?
He won't survive if you don't bring him here.
I will. Thank you. And Edgar, having put the gifts in the trunk of his car last night, will just look around at everyone. So how are we splitting up this ride? Do Maria, Adelaide, do you want to ride with me?
Adelaide has her own car. Imogen's going with Tullio. Maria has her own car, and you have your own cars.
Do we want to take separate cars just in case?
I mean, I guess Maria, I could lend you one of my rides if we really want to go fully separate.
I have my own car. I have my Beetle.
Darling, I love you. That Beetle is not something you want to show up to the witch's birthday party in.
It's a pretty car. It's
no, I'm not debating that. It's just a bit pedestrian. I love it. Don't get me wrong.
You know what? I'll just ride with you. It's fine. It's fine.
Fair enough. Adelaide. Going for a solo night drive, eh?
No, I'm going to come with you.
Wonderful. Alright.
Imogen, if you'd like to ride with me, we have
I'd
some
like
family
to.
business to discuss.
Yep, we do.
I will offer my hand.
I'll take it.
Maria and Adelaide leave, and Edgar, you're the last one to go out to obviously close the door and to put your security on it because you have, and maybe to check your wards with Sense the Unseen as you leave. All those things that you do before you leave when you're leaving Aelin behind.
Yep. Matilda.
Matilda turns to look at you, and she says, cousin.
Are you well?
I am always well. And then she speaks to you in Scots. I heard you're getting married, grandson.
Who have you told?
No one.
I appreciate your discretion then. I am. I would be very appreciative if this information did not make its way back to my mother.
I think that can be arranged.
Name your price.
She smiles, pats you on the cheek. I need no price. Consider it a wedding gift.
I will, Gran. I did have a question for you. I would like my mother's wedding dress. Do you know what happened to it?
I believe Sienna has it. They were
I'll see what
siblings after all.
I'd hope my mother would be proud of her.
Yes.
I'm sorry you knew her better than I did.
Not nearly as long as you did.
She ran out on me too, Gran.
Yes, I know. And I am no one to judge. I ran out on my children. I did my duty. Got my reward.
Your son's in some bad business, Matilda. He's in a bad way. And you should speak to him before he gets himself killed.
I will consult my mother about it.
I love Hamish. But I can't save him from himself.
You can't save any of us from ourselves, grandson.
I'll kiss her on both cheeks and just kind of rest his forehead against hers for a moment. I'll try and be back before you're pressed for time to get home before the sun.
Ahihai Lilitu.
Ahihai Lilitu.
And Maria and anyone who decided to stick around for that conversation would have heard that it took place entirely in Scots, not a dialect or a language that any of you speak. But I think any insightful among you might figure that Matilda's a milliner.
Right, sorry about that. Just checking in.
All good. You all right?
I've been better. Thank you, though.
I did have some news regarding the milliners. I spoke to you briefly about it, Edgar, but when Catherine went home to check in on things, it looked like they were gathering, right? But all the kindred were not there. I got news from Catherine that Hector had told her to go and not come back. And that he, along with Lamar Pisanob and Beatrice Putinesca, were going to go into hiding. But that they'd be at the dinner.
Then it seems war is upon us.
It seems that way.
So let's briefly discuss, as you all get to your separate cars, and then we'll move to Tulio and Imogen's conversations, briefly discuss who these people are that Maria's talking about. Katrin is a child of Hamish Milliner. She's not a vampire or not a kindred, but she has 3 brothers who are Ambrose, Hector, and Angus, Hector being the middle child. Beatrice Putinesca is the child of the head of the Putinesca family, Maurizio Putinesca. She's been a kindred for quite a while. She arrived here in Berlin as a kindred, and she has a very interesting look about her. You think she's been kindred since at least the 1950s, if not longer. And she's the only female, or woman, femme-presenting person in the Putinesca bloodline here in Berlin. And you would all know that Beatrice, especially those of you who have been to the family dinners, is treated sort of princess-like, at least by Maurizio Putinesca or all the Putinescas. You were never allowed really to talk to her. She always had Putinesca around her, and Maurizio kept her very isolated and, like I said, very princess-like. And you're not really sure if that was from Beatrice or if that's from Maurizio. Lamar Pisanob is the only child of the head of the Pisanob bloodline. He only has one, and he is his heir. And you've known him to be very quiet and secretive, maybe is going a little bit too far, but he's never been very open communication. He's never wanted to hang out outside of family dinners. He seems, again, very isolated with his father. So for him and Beatrice and Hector, maybe less Hector than the others, to leave their sires is very, very strange, to say the least.
But that's all that Catherine was able to learn before I told her to come home. It's too dangerous for her to be there. I didn't want to prolong that.
So Hamish himself told her not to come home.
Hector told her not to come home.
Edgar's gonna take out his phone and text Hector's number.
The text message immediately comes back as unable to send. You think Hector has dumped his phone?
Good. They've already gone to ground. We need to speak with the 3 of them.
So
Hector's a good kid.
yes, Edgar, I think you would know that Hector, although you were much closer with Ambrose and Angus, especially Angus, Hector was always very quiet, and true middle child syndrome was often forgotten amongst the 3 brothers.
I called Angus the other night, and he was very short with me. If he's in on this, he's not in on it because he believes that he's in on it because he idolizes Ambrose. And Ambrose is in on it because he idolizes Hamish. It's a vicious cycle.
And just making sure my notes are correct in both my physical and brain. Ambrose was the one that we found out was the cause behind what happened with Uncle Akua, right?
Yes.
The woman on my door tonight, Maria, you should get to know her. Matilda is my grandmother. She's Catherine's grandmother.
Are we still in sight?
I'd say you're in the elevator at this point.
Gotcha. I'll keep that in mind.
She's a good woman.
It's unlikely Katrin knows this, Maria.
Okay. Gotcha.
Has she heard from them at all?
I didn't ask. It's not my place. That's between her and her son.
Do you want them found?
Hector, Lamar, and Beatrice?
Yes.
For now, no.
Alright.
Unless we know right now, the more if any of us are taken, we don't have anything to give up on them. We can find them when it becomes pertinent, I think.
Or when the family dinner is called, whenever that will be. So
That's
you all
okay.
head down to the garage. Everyone besides Imogen and Tullio get into Edgar's. I assume you're taking your Benz truck, or are you taking your Aston Martin, the 3-seater?
We're gonna take the 3-seater Aston Martin tonight.
And as you drive
I'll
to
look-
bed... Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say I look longingly at my Beetle, my 2015 jet black Beetle.
As you drive to Beain, we'll move to Tulio and Imagen inside of Tullio. I don't know what kind of car you have. I don't know if we ever discussed it.
Probably just a Chrysler, just an older black Chrysler. As a brief note, Tullio will play the gentleman and walk Imogen to the side of her, the passenger seat, and then go even a step further, just to probably to mask and give full passenger princess treatment and buckle Imogen in.
Imogen, do you allow this?
I do, but she just looks confused, like I could have done. Alright.
You look lovely tonight. The collar suits you. And I will close the door. We'll get into the driver's seat and we'll go in.
Imogen probably doesn't speak first, or she just silent for a little bit. And then after a little bit, she would say, you look nice.
I'm terribly uncomfortable. Thank you.
I mean, this collar's not mine. This harness isn't mine. I understand.
Fits you well.
I guess.
Let's not beat around the bush, shall we?
That's the way.
Lucius Giovanni.
Mm-hmm. She tenses.
Have you heard from him recently?
No, not at all.
He hasn't come to visit you in your garden.
No, and I'd like to keep it that way.
Have you missed me, cousin?
I have. Ever since I remembered. I've
When did you
wanted to.
first remember?
During the lockdown.
You seem uncomfortable.
Like I said, it's not something I'm comfortable talking about. I don't like to talk about Lucius or think about him, but these nights, it's necessary.
I've thought about him every night since meeting him. What do you think about in the evenings, Imogen?
Depends. The garden, Lilith, my family.
Your sister?
Yeah, my sister.
I was just given the gift of memory tonight.
She'll look at you, not know what to say.
What are you doing in Berlin? And I will, for the first time, properly use my lore sheet.
That's once per
cousins, yeah.
session, not story, correct?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Where,
Yeah, would you like to read that for us?
yes, absolutely. It is called A Cousin's Ear. Make sure I'm pulling this from the proper book. It reads, even if family members hate each other, the whole family lives by a certain code to share information. That's how they've survived everything from the fall of the Roman Empire to the Second Inquisition. Once per session, you can ask a direct question of another member of the Giovanni family and get a straight answer. However, you have to answer a question in return. You can also ask a favor of mortal members of the family once per story, as if you had the allies background at 3 dots. Doesn't really apply here.
No, because there are no mortals that you're aware of. So the direct question, Tullio, is what are you doing in Berlin? And Imogen, you are, by this lore sheet, compelled to answer that honestly.
She'll keep looking at Tullio and say, well, originally I was here on Lucius' whim. And then I was here to serve the garden, and now I'm here to lead the Hecata lead the family if I have to.
Now, Imogen, you may ask Tullio a question in return, and he must also answer honestly. Choose wisely.
Now that you remember everything, what do you intend to do? How do you feel?
Okay, we gotta go with intend to do or feel. Those
Oh,
are
right.
two different
Yeah, sorry.
questions.
True. Intend to do.
I'm going to ensure that you never have to lead the Hecata. I'm going to fulfill my role, and it's going to be worse or better than Lucius ever intended. This city will be mine. The heir to the crown of shadows will bring the city to its knees. Lucius included.
It was... Well... You sound familiar. You're sounding like him.
You were free. You made all the right choices and did everything he asked, and for that you were given freedom. I was tutored and watched and controlled and taught and brainwashed for years. Up until lockdown, I didn't know freedom from him. Is it really any surprise?
Oh, sorry. I wish I could have helped you.
What's done is done. My aspirations make you uncomfortable.
Your word choice is concerning.
Do you disagree that the family is fractured?
Not at all.
We're broken, Imogen. Every one of us, separately scheming, plotting, even our own fucking coterie is broken. Can you honestly say you trust all of them?
I don't trust anybody, Tullio.
Now you sound like him. I'm going to fix this. All of it.
Imogen falls silent.
Well, as you fall silent, it has to be because we are coming up on Beain. Now, obviously, you cannot park at Beain. That is not the way most places work here in Europe. Parking at places don't work that way. You have to find somewhere to park, and you got to walk. That's why most people take public transportation. Cars are more for leisure activity, or if you work outside of the city, or if you live in a dorf and have to go into the city. So, you park in the convenient underground parking garage, not too far from the tunnel where you all watched Edgar stab Marika 100 times last week. And you all get out, you all park relatively around the same time, and even from here in the underground, you can hear Beain pumping. The very loud techno pop is in full swing already. It is around midnight. It has opened a little early tonight for the witch. Now, assume you all have your gifts, and I assume Edgar brought the invitation. Is there anything that you'd like to say to each other before you head up to the concrete slab square that is Beain that looks like a prison? Is there anything that you would like to say to each other? Now is the time to do it. Because once you get into Beain, you're not going to be able to have a private conversation until and unless you can get the witch alone in her private booth.
If I could pause with Imogen as we park. I'm not going to be a tyrant, Imogen. And just like I did everything back then, I'm going to do it for the family.
She nods. We should probably get Irma back first. Assuming you want help.
So long as I can trust you.
I don't think we have much of a choice at this point.
You will get out and open her door for her.
What about the rest of you? Is there a conversation that you had on the way to Beain that I don't know about?
Pedestrian? My car is pedestrian? What do you even mean by that, Eddie? What in the fuck?
Here comes the rain again.
Adelaide's just in the back with Ted being like,
Yes, I did not ask. You're bringing Ted, a new Ted, obviously. It's always a new Ted. You're bringing Ted to Beain.
Yes.
Yes,
and
you are.
With the, I'm going to read the invitation again. If this was a Kindred only night or whatnot, if there's mortals. Okay. We can always hide Ted in hair. That's what happened to the last one.
Yeah, Tullio, when you left last week and you still had Ted entangled in your hair, a few days later he just stopped moving and started rotting.
He would have probably brought that with him.
It would have fast decomposed.
Yeah,
He
whatever.
would have been bringing Adelaide sludge, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little mason jar, and it's important
Just
to
bury it in
return
the
things.
backyard. Just bury it in the backyard.
It is. For the reason she was
He had
just
every
like-
intention to just be like, "Hey, this is this. I didn't know if I should feed it or." He had every intention to give it back to Adelaide, but things got a little intense, so it's probably just a mason jar in his car right now.
She was
Put it
going
on-
to talk to him about it, but then he looked like he was upset when they arrived at Edgar, so she's like, I don't want to deal with that conversation.
Emotions are
Suggestion:
icky.
put it under
Emotions are
Olivia's
icky.
pillow.
So is there
Oh,
any
yeah.
conversation that Edgar, Maria, and Adelaide had in the car on the way to Beain?
I think my conversation was really fucking important. What the fuck, Edgar?
Just turn up the music.
Yeah, Edgar already responded with the turning up of the music. What about you, Adelaide? Anything that you wanted to bring up?
What's our plan going in? Edgar, turn down the fucking music.
Here comes the rain. I mean, be on our best behavior and don't fuck it up.
You heard what Yancy said.
I did. Be interesting. So fucking be interesting. What are you really asking me here?
All I'm saying is that we're going into this party, I guess, as a coterie. So we just need to be on the same page.
Right, so we'll need to be interesting while being on our best behavior.
Best behavior isn't interesting.
I disagree.
Maria?
Yes.
Any ideas for how we're approaching this? Or
I just go in to party and have fun. I don't know what else to do with that.
Yes, as you all pull into Beain, into the parking garage, and wonder what on earth you're going to expect here, Edgar and Maria, more than anybody else, would know. They know of the witch, right? Edgar knows a little bit more about the witch. I assume you brought the journal with you.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you know the background of when Tullio and Olivia went and met the witch. You know that exchange from word of mouth only. But both of you would know that when you do go to Beain, the witch is usually up in her private booth. You can't go up there. It's blocked off and guarded, and only people she invites up there go up there. If she invites anyone at all, which you don't think you've ever seen in all the years you've lived in Berlin.
And just try and have a good time.
I always have a good time.
And don't fuck this up. The doorman is a friend of mine, so don't make him make you leave, please. That would be very embarrassing for me.
well, we couldn't have your spotless reputation ruined, now could we, Edgar?
My reputation is far from spotless.
It is sarcasm.
So you all gather in the parking garage and head up the stairs. Lots of walking in Europe. So you head up the stairs into the area where normally people would be waiting in line for Beain. It's just two metal bars. Then people just stand out there because Germans love standing in line. And but there's no one standing outside tonight. And on the graffiti on the side of this, like I said, very large concrete, perfectly square slab surrounded just by a grated fence. It looks exactly like something out of a horror movie or out of a prison movie, but it is the most infamous techno club in the world. You see that there is just two bouncers there, one of whom you know, Edgar, Alyosha. He hasn't aged since the last time you saw him over a decade ago, so your suspicion, if you ever had them, he's definitely either Kindred, Ghoul, or Thin Blood. One of the three. He looks exactly the same as he did 10 years ago. And they seem to be there. They have a whole stack of invitations, and they seem to be just waiting to check invitations.
Alyosha.
Have 8.
I'll hand him the invitation. It's for the lot of us.
He takes it and looks at it. Hope you brought gifts.
Edgar will just hold up this giant fucking glass bowl that he's been
Did you
carrying.
not wrap it?
The bowl, no.
Okay. Just checking. Cool.
Yeah. Alright. I'll get you on the outs.
He pushes open the door, and as soon as he does, all of you are hit with the sound of techno music, blaring lights that are every single color imaginable, blaring in every single corner, sound of people drinking, people dancing. It is just a cacophony. It is so incredibly loud in here. And all of you enter in. And before we do anything else, I'm going to introduce Lamb in just a second. I'm so sorry for Syriinx waiting. I need a wits and awareness roll from Tullio, Edgar, Maria, and Adelaide. Sorry, Imogen. I don't mean to leave you out, but there's just a story reason behind it.
I
Is
don't
there
like how
any
you said that,
conferred
Huddy.
bonus from Sense the Unseen?
Sense the Unseen will not help you here. Okay, so do not add anything in Auspex. And even if Imogen was rolling, she would need an extraordinarily high resolve in Auspex roll in order to pick out anything. Like, outrageously high. 5. As they're rolling. Other things that you see as you walk in is that the dance floor has been turned down significantly. It's been blocked off significantly, so it's a much smaller space for everyone to dance, a smaller Fläche, so you would say here in Germany, because the Witch of Kudam has set up many, many couches and places of luxury for people to partake of blood dolls, and they are all over this room. Maria was 5, Adelaide 4, Tullio how many?
3.
3, Edgar?
5.
Edgar and Maria, you spot immediately Kenneth on one of these couches, being fed on by someone.
Edgar, you seeing that?
Edgar goes to reach for the inside jacket pocket and realizes he's not wearing his suit.
Mhm.
And so inside the bowl, there is a note that says, I have 2 more gifts, but they are best given in close company. And he'll just sit the bowl down, like wherever gifts are being sort of brought over, and
Can't really tell in here. It's too dark.
Fuck it. He'll walk over there with the bowl in hand then.
Well, as you walk over there with the bowl, Syriinx, would you like to introduce yourself and who you're playing for us this evening?
Hi everyone, I'm Syriinx, and tonight I'll be momentarily, for now, playing Lem.
Mm-hmm. And as Edgar, as you get closer, you see the person feeding on Kenneth is Lem.
I imagine that as she's just finishing feeding and delatches from his throat and is like, she looks very gentle and very enthusiastic in all of this. So she lays a hand on Kenneth's cheek, and I think she even kisses him.
For sure.
Afterwards, she is like, yeah, it looks like she is just enjoying the party, and she stays on the couch for a small moment next to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And of course, a point of story order. None of you know Lam. None of you know this to be the Witch of Kudam. Tullio, this is not what the Witch of Kudam looked like before. So to you, she is just another kindred. Now you may do as you were doing, Edgar.
Kenneth.
So you approach them?
Yeah.
Kenneth is, and of course, Lam, you taste this. Of course, you get no sustenance from Kenneth. But you taste this, and he has many cocktails of alcohol and drugs in his system, and he's totally out of it. He doesn't answer you, Edgar.
Oh, hey there. Are you trying to talk to my friend here?
I am.
Honestly, between the two of us. Oh no, I need to yell here. Obviously, between the two of us, he's not gonna be having any conversations tonight. I saw him dunk so many cocktails and so many other things. He is out of it. You can try him though. I didn't take much. It's just for the feel.
I appreciate that. I think I will take you up on that invitation, my darling.
Oh, you two know each other already. Oh, now I wish Kenneth here could see and talk to you. How do you know each other?
It's my son.
You don't look like you have sons or daughters. How old are you?
Old enough, darling. Old enough where it counts.
Where it counts? Whoa, I do not need to know more about your dick. All right. Yeah, if you want a little cozy time with Kenneth, take it all you want. I think there's more pleasure to be had right there. And she points at the dance floor. She's like,
maybe I'll catch you later.
Maybe you will, old man. First have your little thing. Nice bowl. And she looks at the big pole he's holding. She's like, fits into the vibe perfectly, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, you're really boring. And she like just turns and like starts like wild dancing, starts to like go towards the dance floor. Or maybe like first go via the bar and then make her way there.
And everyone was privy to that exchange.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Edgar definitely, I don't know. I don't know what that... I can't put into words that exchange.
Edgar will just sit the bowl down and sit down in front of Kenneth.
He's practically falling asleep. He's totally out of it. He looks terrible, Edgar. He looks very thin, emaciated. Some of his teeth have fallen out. Doesn't look well.
Edgar's gonna bite into his hand and press it to Kenneth's mouth. Try and sober him up a little bit.
He's already a ghoul, so whatever he has done to himself is far more than a human could withstand.
Yeah, I'll just feed
Question.
him a little.
Mm-hmm.
Enough for a rouse check.
Could my invigorating vitae help with this?
Yes.
Edgar, I could probably help with this. You know that
He needs to do this on his own. I appreciate it. In any other circumstance, I would accept gladly.
Okay. As long as you're sure. He looks like he's having a really bad time at a really fun place.
I might get back to you on that.
I'm right here.
And Edgar will try and get him to eat.
You pour your blood in his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't do anything.
Do it. Before I change my mind, please.
All right. Quick question: was I able to sneak in my my little dagger, my little ritual dagger?
I'll let you bite into your wrist.
Okay. Cool.
And, while this exchange is happening, before we get further on, Adelaide, Imogen, and Tullio, what are you doing? You watched Edgar have some exchange with some woman who was feeding on Kenneth, maybe embarrassed him a little bit, and then went off to the bar.
Did Adelaide see Kenneth?
Mm-hmm.
She's pissed.
I imagine so.
Imogen is just sticking close to everybody, looking incredibly uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Tullio's going to watch whoever this woman was go to the bar, and then I'd probably ask Imogen if she wants to help find where the gifts are being set, and then if she'd like to dance.
Sure. Yep. That's sure.
Whole time kind of clocking, just kind of keeping an eye on the woman.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Maria, you pour your invigorating vitae into Kenneth, and that does wake him up. Rouse check, please.
Oh, please! I failed every single one
You
so
are
far.
infamous for it at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Can't rain all the time.
Failure? All right, so so Edgar, Tullio, Maria at 2 hunger, only Imogen and Adelaide at 1 hunger, just for point of reference for everyone. And Kenneth does sit up. He still looks dazed and out of it, but he is conscious enough to have a conversation. What the fuck do you want?
There you go.
What the fuck do you want?
I want to bring you home.
I'm not
My
going back to
home.
that fat sack of shit's house.
My home.
Why?
Because I haven't given up on you yet.
Whatever. I don't care.
Kenneth. Bella's at my house. You're coming home with me.
His eyes get really wide when you say that. Okay. I don't think I can walk right now, though.
Fuck. just stay close to me for the rest of the night, and I'll take you home.
I'll be here. I'll just be here.
You'll be with me. And if that means I have to sit here with you all fucking night and ruin every single one of my own plans, then that is exactly what I will do.
Fine, whatever. He stands up shakily, grabs onto your arm as he stands up.
No, sit. We're going to sit for a while.
You can't sit here. This is just for the blood dolls.
I can sit wherever the fuck I want.
Don't you know where you are?
That was. Yeah. All right, come on. Edgar will help him up. If you lot find where the gifts are going, please let me know. Just go have a good night.
Lamb, what are you doing?
I think I left that little area, and seeing as like everyone is standing close to or behind Edgar, I think as she was passing by, like to go through the bar, she would mention to Adelaide, like as she passes, she just makes a little turn to walk backwards a few steps, and she just says like, I love the fit, absolutely stunning, oh my god. And then she just like, without waiting for a response, just like keeps walking.
Did you see her feet on Kenneth?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Adelaide's gonna follow her
As
she's walking backwards. Just, thank you. It's just something I threw together for the night. Big night, so I wanted to look nice.
Oh, you absolutely do look gorgeous. Isn't it so exciting tonight? And like, she will keep walking towards the bar, and if you decide to join, you can like walk sideways with her through the crowd.
Adelaide, as you walk through the crowd with her, you see people paying deference to Lamb. Not that she introduced herself, but people are nodding their heads, inclining their heads, making way for her.
She is like giving little winks, little like mouth kisses, like little ways and stuff. Like she knows and she's acknowledging, she's enjoying it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you own this club? I'm sorry, I haven't been out in quite a while.
Oh my, no. Could you imagine owning a place like this? That would be fun for sure. No, I just come here a lot. You could almost say every evening. But not every evening is as fun as this one, I really assure you. Have you ever been here before?
No, I can't say that I have.
Ooh,
I got an invitation to come tonight.
Oh my, you got invited all for tonight? That's something special for sure. Not everyone gets in here in general, but tonight of all nights? Are you nervous? Are you excited? Oh, it's always so fun to see new people here. And she like holds out a hand and she's like, I'm Lam, by the way.
Adelaide.
Yeah.
And when you go to reach your hand out, Adelaide takes a step back and shoots her hand out to touch you.
Like they grab the hand?
Mm-hmm.
Lamb, you would recognize that instantly. She's wearing a ward against Kindred on her person somewhere.
Oh, okay. She just takes the hand, and she like eyes you and just says like, you don't need to be afraid of me. Even though I bit that person there, I'm not gonna bite anyone.
That is very good to know. No, I just I didn't want to cause a scene.
Oh well, don't worry. I think tonight is all about making scenes. Isn't making scenes the most fun of all? I'm definitely planning to make a scene tonight.
I was telling my cousin this in the car. Like, you know, you can be polite and you can say things, but then it's just a routine after routine after routine. This is the most people I've seen in years. Oh my god.
She said cousin. These must be the Hecata Yancy told you about.
Exactly, right? Like, why would anyone in their right mind come to Berghain to be on their best behavior? Like, look at this. There's debauchery everywhere. No one cares about being on their best behavior. Everyone would laugh in your face with that. God, but I'm so happy you don't think that way. Here. And as they reach the bar, here, let me buy you a drink. Oh, wait, can you...
you for the offer. Do they serve our kind of drinks here?
Yeah, for sure. Especially tonight, they serve everyone. So if you can't handle the human stuff, they have a bunch of different things. So give me a drink.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Do you know where we're supposed to put the gifts for her?
Oh, you brought a gift?
It's...
I didn't. So I'm so sorry. I could not tell you for the life of me or unlife of me where the gifts are. But I'm sure you'll find them at some point, maybe. Or maybe the whole point of the evening is that you just carry it with you the entire time. I have no clue what that witch thinks sometimes.
Right.
She motions over like a bartender. And I think she would even know them by name.
It's Mata.
Sorry?
Marta.
She would obviously be very flirty with the bartender, and she would wave her over and say, Marta, darling, could I get a drink from me and my new friend here?
Of course.
Please, would you get us 2 blood shots?
Yes. What flavor?
She turns to look at Adelaide, thinks for a second.
Spice. I like something with a cake.
Absolutely. That's just what I was going to say. Make them spicy.
She uncorks a bottle from under the bar, pours out 2 shots, and slides them over to you and says to you, Lam, alles Gute zum Geburtstag.
Martha, you're such a cutie. I could kiss you.
Maybe
And
later.
then she turns and takes the 2 shots, shoves one towards Adelaide on the bar, and holds her own up. Well?
Right. Sorry, not my forte. And she'll hold up the shot.
Jesus, you say that you haven't been around as many people in so long, and now you say you're not used to drinking. Do you stay inside all night? That must be terribly boring. Anyway, she holds up the shot and she says, Toast.
Prost. Downs the shot.
And when Lamb downs the shot, you watch everyone in this room, and all of you now can clock this. Everyone takes a sip from their drink. And it almost a cacophony, almost all at once, everyone shouts, Prost! Edgar, you noticed that as well.
I think I would imagine it's not a creepy thing. It's more of a no,
it's celebratory.
Enthusiastic. Yeah, it's very celebratory. And Lamb fully leans into this, and she raises a hand, gives a little woo.
Yeah, that they all follow suit. They all woo back at Lamb.
All of them do?
All of them. Yeah, so Tullio and Imogen, as you wander around looking for the gifts, you just hear everyone shout Prost, which of course is German for cheers, and all of them down a drink. And you hear Lamb go woo, and everyone whoops in return.
She turns to Adelaide and says, so anyway, are you from around here?
I guess technically. Although, I guess you're from where you live, so yes.
I mean, honey, tonight, in this place of all places, you can say whatever you want. If you want to be from here, you can say that. If you don't want to be from here, you can also say that. Honestly, it doesn't matter to me. I just think you look absolutely stunning, and you seem like a nice person to party with.
at the nice person, Adelaide kind of just is like, and then party with. I think so. I think I'm an excellent person to party with, and people should want to spend more time with me.
Adelaide,
Exactly. Oh my god,
you've drank
that.
the drink. I need a stamina and occult roll or a stamina and fortitude roll, one or the other.
Okay.
Healthy.
Everything's fine.
If
Boy, I'm
anyone would
happy.
like to approach Adelaide or Lamb or do anything, please let me know.
Boy, I'm happy I'm not a player here who needs to be subject to Huddy's whims.
3 successes. All right. You can withstand it. You feel this sense of euphoria come over you. You feel real loose, real happy, but you don't feel like you need to suddenly turn into a party girl. But you feel loose. You feel okay. A little bit less reserved than you normally do. And you can definitely tell it's coming from this drink.
Feeling this, Adelaide's going to look around, see where her cousins went as well, knowing that Edgar probably hasn't left Kenneth.
Edgar has Kenneth. They're standing. Imogen and Tullio are wandering, and Maria is with Edgar and Kenneth.
Sorry, I keep forgetting that we're here on business. But it's a party. We're supposed to party, yes?
She puts down her empty glass, takes yours, and puts it down as well, and then takes your hands again. So, like, very quickly, just like with both of her hands, clasps both of yours, and is kind of already pulling you with her. As she says, like...
If you do that, Lem, you are also going to have to make me a stamina and occult or a stamina and fortitude roll.
Yeah.
We're gonna cause a scene.
Yeah, you're going to cause a scene.
So stamina and occult or resolve?
No, either stamina and occult or stamina and fortitude. I don't think I gave you fortitude.
Oh, okay. So stamina and occult.
Mhm.
All right.
That should be a pretty good dice pull for you.
No problem, bestie.
Everything's fine.
Everything's
This is
fine. I can't believe you wore the necklace. I can't believe you did that.
I did. It was a gift from my boyfriend.
From my mass murdering boyfriend, yeah.
Ooh,
Jesus
that one. 5 successes.
You're going to take 1 point of aggravated damage.
Ooh.
It hurts. Your hands burn, and a sharp black mark appears on your hands.
Do I recognize what kind of ward it is?
Yeah, it's a ward against Kindred. You don't
Okay.
know where it is on her person, but she's got it on her person.
Yeah. Okay. As she's clasping the hands and she feels that, she like lets go and she's like, "Oh my god!
I did try to
What
warn
is
you.
what is wrong with you? Why would you? Why would you do that in a place like this? My gosh!
People don't tend to touch me unless it's in a violent manner.
Hello, sweetie. You're in Berkheim. People are smashing against each other. What did you think? People are not gonna touch you here? It's clear that you don't get out.
No, we haven't gotten out.
All
I didn't
right.
Think about all the people. I'm trying to think
Well,
about
I
all the
was
people.
going to take you to dance with me and say if your little friends wanted to join, but if I can't touch you without being heard, I guess I'll find people who would like to touch me then.
I can touch you. See? And Adelaide's going to reach out and touch her on the hand. See?
Right. I still don't get why you would do something like that in a place like this. But
I'm very happy for you that you've never had to deal with such things. Lamb.
I have no clue what you're trying to say here right now, but yeah, thanks. I'm also happy for myself. Yeah, I think I really want to dance. I guess you can still join. I mean, it could be fun, and your little friends can join as well if they want to, but as I said, it's all about causing a scene. Actually, you did cause a scene, so I guess I can't be too mad at you.
Right.
So, are we gonna dance?
Sure.
You can say that with a little more enthusiasm. No one's forcing you, girl.
I would love to dance with you, Lamb, until the witch arrives, and then I do have to excuse myself.
Exactly. Although, spoiler alert, who knows if the witch will even join on her own fucking party?
That would be very disappointing.
Oh, I don't wanna spoil. You clearly told something about gifts. I don't want to spoil the evening for you. I'm sure she might join at some point. I just don't let my own fun be dependent on someone else.
Let's dance.
Do you wave everyone over, Adelaide, or do you just go dance alone?
Like as soon as I can get eye contact with any of the coterie.
I think after the uproarious post and whooping and everyone looking at Lamb
and burnt flesh.
And then everyone watching Lamb touch Adelaide and then pull her hands back and sort of make a ouch sound. I think everyone would be hard pressed not to be looking at this conversation.
Yeah, Maria's just gonna immediately join. It's probably been a little bit of a killjoy with Kenneth.
What about you, Imogen and Tullio? Gonna dance holding onto your stuff?
Yeah, I'm like looking at my stuff like, I want to set this down.
Yeah, this fucking box is gonna be real awkward to dance with.
Y'all didn't bring something that could fit in your pocket?
Absolutely. This is the witch. I'm not putting something that can fit in my pocket. Absolutely not.
Edgar will just kind of like gesture to the table that he's leading Kenneth over to. Just say your things down here. I'll watch them.
Drop that off with Ed.
Same. Thank you, cousin.
Of course.
Do you need help with anything, Edgar?
It's nothing you can help with, brother.
I'm here nonetheless.
Go, have fun.
Well, we'll take Imogen's hand and we will saunter over.
Saunter, sure.
So, Lamb, you see everyone join you. Everyone except the man you spoke to. He's sitting with that boy you were feeding on.
Lamb is pulling as Adelaide touched her and their hands are connected. She is pulling her towards the dance floor. So she'll be like moving there, and once they're like in the middle of it, she will start swaying with the music, and all of the others can join.
Everyone, dexterity and performance, even you, Lamb. Kenneth is leaning pretty hard on you, Edgar, as you stand by the table. And he says to you, I don't know why you're hanging out with me. I'll be fine. Just let me sit down.
This is what a father does for his son.
You're not my dad. I know who my dad is.
The man who contributed to your conception doesn't mean it's your father.
I can't have this conversation. I can't fucking think. But you really shouldn't be hanging out with me.
Unless you want this to be your last night as a ghoul, I would suggest you take a moment.
I would suggest you go talk to the woman who was feeding off of me. You know who she is, don't you?
I think so. Why are you here?
The same reason I was at Maxim, Eddie, please, come on.
What did you take? You look fucked.
Everything. Anything. So, everyone who rolled above 3 successes, raise your hand.
Oh, we got the same.
Everyone who rolled below, Imogen and Tullio. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So, Lem, Adelaide, and Maria seem pretty good at dancing. Adelaide said that they don't spend any time in Beain or go out very often, but they're pretty good at dancing. And maybe it's that drink that is helping them be more relaxed. Maria looks like she's spent many nights here in Beain. She knows all the right moves. She knows exactly how to move to this particular rhythm, this particular beat. Tullio and Imogen look the most out of place you've ever seen anyone look. And of course, you recognize Tullio. You met him before. He's Lucius Giovanni's son. You tasted his blood. And you're guessing, just based on how similar they look, Imogen's probably also... These are the children that you sent Lucius to go find.
I imagine as they're like dancing and Lamb clocks how into it everyone is. She will... I think she might even be like swaying towards Maria, and does she sense any of wards on her?
With activating Sense the Unseen, no, there's no wards on Maria.
No, yeah. Then she will even like do the type of dancing where you get close to someone else and you put your hands around someone else's neck and stuff like that. Like being a little closer and enjoying it a little more.
Tullio and Imogen look exactly like the way Lucius did when he used to make him dance for you.
Rough.
She is smiling wholeheartedly, but it just seems like she's enjoying herself to the music. She turns towards Tulio and Imogen, not knowing their names, and she just like points like this, and she says like, "You two desperately look like you need a drink. You should go to the bar and ask for a spicy bloodshot. Your friend here had it, and she is enjoying herself so much more. You need to loosen up a little. You're here to party after all."
That's a great idea. Yes, let's go do that.
Hell yeah, go get some drinks.
Adelaide, do you have a glowing recommendation?
I would recommend that, seeing as how Lamb here is here most every night, and we had a whole cheers about it. Like, Adelaide is making eyes with Tullio. Like,
You're trying to convey something to Tullio?
yes.
Charisma and subterfuge. Tullio, wits and insight.
Lem will also, after you've rolled, immediately hop in on the conversation because he just basically didn't hear her recommendations. She's heard about it.
You just offended someone who's real important, bud.
Whoopsie. Sure that won't happen again ever. I'm gonna blood surge.
Never happened in any Huddy game that's ever been run. Yes, Adelaide.
So that's 6 successes with a messy crit.
Mm-hmm. So, with a messy critical. Wonderful. Please increase your hunger one more time.
Okay.
It's fine, you can get more blood shots and make me more rolls.
More blood shots. This is great.
6 for Adelaide, and how many for Tullio?
7 with a messy crit.
Okay, so also increase your hunger, so you're going to be at 3 hunger.
Fuck.
But you can definitely see that Adelaide... What are you trying to convey to him exactly?
This person is real important, and I've been left alone with them. Come back. Come back immediately. With more blood.
Cool.
And one for her.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring shots for everyone.
For point of reference, Lem, these shots do nothing for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Your blood potency is
right.
way too high.
As the both of them leave to get drinks, she continues to dance with Maria and Adelaide. She will have also, while they're dancing, asked Maria for her name, and introduced herself as Lem. And she will say, "Okay, so you all came here together.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Then why did you bring your depressed friend here?" And she motions over her shoulder to Edgar, who's sitting with Kenneth.
He's going through something right now. He's usually a lot more fun at these parties. I don't know what's going on.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Have you ever not hung out with Edgar before?
Oh no, I hang out with Edgar. I just do not. I party.
So I don't. This is different. This is not him.
No, it won't be. But I have a plan to fix that. So
She does a little turn around Maria while dancing as she then says like, okay, do you want some friendly advice?
Sure.
I would totally get him to loosen up and party, because if I know one thing, it's that someone here doesn't like it when people are just like not having fun, especially on their embrace night. Can you imagine? I don't want your friend to get in any trouble. But you can do with it what you want. Just take it as some friendly advice.
I got you. I'll work on him.
Oh, but you don't have to leave me. At least I can touch you. I can dance with you.
Of course. Why wouldn't you be able to touch me?
Oh, well, I can't touch your friend over here. I can't do this to her. And she like does a little move where you go like arms around the neck and then go down, like squatting, go down with the hands along the body before she moves up again. She's like, I can't do this with your friend here.
She's kind of just looking to Adelaide. What is Adelaide doing to this?
Adelaide's look is you are having a good time.
Okay, Huddy, can I roll to pick up on this?
Of course. What's an insight?
Thank you.
Imogen and Tullio, you get drinks at the bar, and Mata gives you some drinks to bring back to your party. Are you gonna drink them?
Yeah, I'll pass along as well to Imogen what Adelaide was trying to convey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I figured. Imogen looks so uncomfortable.
Yeah, you can tell that Adelaide has figured out who you are.
Well, at least I can tell that she's clearly trying to tell every other person that they need to do something. So, yeah.
Adelaide actually is having a great time. It's the first time she's ever got to go out to a club in Berlin.
Question still stands, Tullio and Imogen. You drinking the blood shot?
Yes.
Yeah, I would.
Stamina and occult, or stamina and fortitude, whichever's higher for you.
God bless.
Tullio, you can down 2 shots, but downing 2 shots will make your difficulty much higher. Just as a warning.
We make mistakes.
As they do or do not drink the shots, I think Lem will talk directly to Adelaide and say like, I would try and convince your friend.
Of course.
You don't have to if you don't want to. Gosh, it's like you're doing this against your own will.
Yeah, you wanted a scene, right? This is going to definitely cause a scene. And Adelaide is going to go over to Edgar and Kenneth.
She yells after her, "You can totally do this, girly."
5 successes.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Because
Imogen, again, you can tell that this drink is spiked with something magic. But you don't feel any effect from it. You don't quite know what it is. You're not a Tremere. Not in this game, anyway. What about you, Tullio?
I'll take the first shot and then take the second and say to new beginnings and then toast Imogen, and then I had 4 successes with a bestial failure standing if this was not enough.
4 successes for 2 shots is not enough. 6 successes would have been enough. So yes, you definitely now, the serious talk about becoming the heir to the crown of the shadows, that sort of falls away, and now you're more like becoming, it sounds more fun to be Prince of Beain.
Hell yeah.
And suddenly you want to bring Imogen out onto the dance floor. You want to, take more shots. You want to maybe partake of a blood doll. I mean, yeah, you have the painful bite, but if you find one that's really out of it, maybe they won't notice.
Hey, I can be a bit of a bastard, but I wasn't lying when I said you look lovely tonight.
Oh, thank you.
Do you want to dance properly?
Not really. Sure.
Okay.
You don't have to. I would just really. Come on.
So Imogen and Tullio go back out onto the dance floor. Lamb and Maria are dancing. Adelaide leaves to go talk to Edgar, who is sulking with Kenneth on the blood doll couch. Kenneth looks really out of it, Adelaide, and he looks absolutely awful.
Adelaide's going to sit directly next to Kenneth.
Kenneth sort of side-eyes you. Futsa.
You look awful.
Thanks.
Can I get you anything?
He turns and looks directly into your eyes. Yeah, you can get me Bella.
No, it's not the time, Kenneth. Edgar's gonna check his phone for the cab that he called like 5 minutes ago.
There is no cell phone reception in here.
Fuck.
Because Beain does not allow
Cement.
phones.
Got it.
No clubs in Berlin. You are allowed to bring in your phone. If you do, they put stickers over it, so you can't take any pictures. And most clubs are rigged so that you cannot make incoming or outgoing calls. I love Syriinx just nodding. It's
Why
pretty
don't-
common knowledge in Europe.
Why don't you go get Kenneth right home and I will wait with him?
I will wait with him.
I need you to get off your ass and have a good time.
I've been very kind in our previous interactions, and I intend to keep it that way. I'll wait for him,
Kenneth
and then I'll
stands
have a
up
good time.
and says, "Enough. I'll be fine. Go and do your stupid vampire bullshit. I'll be here. If you're gonna take me to Bella's, I'll be here." Fuck.
You're right. Just sit tight.
But if you send me off in a cab, sorry, I can't guarantee that I'm not gonna just fuck off.
You're right. You're right. All right, sit tight, lads.
Adelaide is going to get up and take Edgar's arm.
Edgar will immediately pull away and will be looking for the most uppered blood doll in this fucking place.
Mhm.
And is going to fully consume them.
Okay. Well, you're going to have to deal with the painful bite. The mortal is going to try and fight back. So I need a strength and athletics roll.
Blood surge.
And the mortal is going to scream at the top of their lungs.
Alright. Gonna roll on that blood surge. That is a success. Strength and athletics.
And Lem, are you going to allow this? He's eating your property. Technically.
Yeah, I even think she was kind of keeping an eye on this situation, and as he's doing that, and as he's intending to kill them, or feeding very, very heavily of them, I think Lamb will even put all the tension on that by starting to, with one hand like pumping in the air, starting to say, "Finish him off! Finish him off!" And everyone will join in. I assume.
Of course they will, because it's your Embrace Night.
Everyone except for the group.
Obviously. How many did you
Oh no,
roll,
Maria
Edgar?
will join in on that. Fuck it.
How many did you roll, Edgar?
6
Mm-hmm.
with a critical.
Yep. So you clasp your hand over her mouth as she starts to scream, and she thrashes against you, writhes, she kicks at you, tries to get away, and please give yourself 2 stains as you end her life.
Welcome to the Stain Club.
And Edgar just nonchalantly just kind of drops her onto the couch. Fuck it. And is going to go immediately to the bar, line up 3 shots, let's go. Like, it's we came here to party, right? So this is the Edgar party mode.
You drink 3 shots, stamina and fortitude, or stamina and occult, whichever's higher for you.
Oh, that would
The
definitely
total
be-
successes I would need for you not to fall under a sense of euphoria, which apparently you're already under. Remember, you're at 0 hunger. Would be 9.
Just say that you want to fail. Just don't roll and say you want.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think Edgar's really trying to fight it. Like,
This is more for a mechanical reason
got it.
of what these things do.
Still blood surged.
It's not ominous at all.
Tullio needed 6 successes, but he rolled 4, so with a margin of 2, he's not going to be completely out of control.
I got 9 successes exactly with 2 crits and a regular success.
All right. Then you drink those 3 shots. They do nothing for you. You're already at 0 hunger. They're spicy. They taste good. But you don't feel any extra sense of euphoria. You feel like you've just taken a bunch of uppers, like someone just stuck a rocket up your ass. But other than that, you don't feel anything else.
Fucking perfect.
Maria from the dance floor is probably like waving, come on, come dance.
Whichever kindred is closest to him that looks appealing, just moving to them and beginning to dance.
Okay.
Just losing himself in the thrum of what it is to be in the beating bloody heart of Berlin.
So as you do that and everyone dances with Lamb and Tullio dances with Imogen, we are going to pause here for our break right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Berlin Bloodlines. Everyone is having a really good time at Beain at the Witch of Kudam's Embrace Night. Everyone's out on the dance floor right now. Edgar decided that he wanted to really party and killed a mortal and took 3 blood shots. Edgar, would you like to resolve those stains now or later?
Later, because I feel like I'm going to get some more before this is done.
Oh, okay. Sure. Mina Hexa. You wanted to come over to Imogen and Tullio as they're dancing together?
Yeah. I think she notices that, like, Maria is very fun and she's, like, dancing a lot, but she noticed that, like, when they took the shots, Tullio took 2, and he's, like, acting a little different. Like, he's being a little more loose.
Yeah, exactly the way you wish Lucius would have acted.
Yeah, exactly. So she will be dancing, and I imagine they are all pretty close by, so she would like drag Maria with her as they go towards Imogen and Tullio while dancing, and she will start dancing the same way she did with Maria, but with Tullio, like getting closer, like getting closer physically as well. And she will also wrap her arms around him as they're dancing. And she would like to use Share the Senses to, for just a moment, feel what he's feeling.
Make me a rouse check and resolve an aspects.
We're just having a good time.
Yes.
Great time. Everyone's having a good
No,
time.
the way Share the Senses work isn't that you're going to share senses with each other.
Fun.
So you're going to open yourself up to Tullio as well.
Fun. I think she doesn't care about all of that at this point. She just cares about feeling what he's feeling right now.
While that's happening, Maria's just looking at Imogen, like, having a good time.
I'm having a great time.
6, and I think that's a messy critical because it's one of my tenses on a hunger dice.
Wonderful. So, Lum comes up to you and starts dancing provocatively up on you, and she places a hand on your face. And Lam, you get these feelings of great ambition. Oh, it's so familiar. It's just like Lucius. But you also get the feeling of the euphoria from drinking the drink and how he just wants to spend the night having a good time. You get feelings of infatuation with Imogen, who's also very close to you. But Tullio, you get a strange flash with that messy critical. See a flash of a large broadsword above a woman's head. And a man's voice in German says, "You could have just loved me." And then his blood begins to start pouring and seeping out of every pore in his body. as the woman smiles.
Tullio will keep dancing. He will log that in the back for later. That's very heavy for a loosened up Tullio right now.
Yeah, and point of reference, the clothes that they were wearing, Middle Ages.
Did the woman look like the woman that's dancing with him now?
Well, in fact, she did. Dark hair, though. In fact, she looked exactly like the Witch of Kudum.
Looked nothing like the person in front of you, obviously. I think being the first to react to all of this, she...
And, Lam, you would have realized that you shared that with him as well. Open connection.
Yeah, sure. She will have, like, continued dancing and stuff, and moved back to Maria. And as she does, she will say, like, I am absolutely exhausted. I hope the witch shows up at some point. I think I need to go to the bathroom or sit down, whatever. Have fun with your friends. She
sure. Thanks for the
starts
dance.
dancingly, like making her way away from the dance floor.
Tullio will notably kind of cling and just kind of like the last little bit of brush as she leaves. Kind of like not wanting to let go.
You know, I think a break does sound good. Is there somewhere we can sit?
Plenty of couches?
And I'm gonna see where Lamb goes.
Yeah, where do you go, Lam? Do you go up to your private area?
Yeah, she's moving away, like out of the public area.
Edgar and Maria, you would notice that Lam is going up to the Witch of Kudum's private booth.
Maria is gonna kind of point to Tulio and Imogen and Adelaide and be like trying to motion to where Lam's going.
Tullio hasn't taken his eyes off her yet.
You've been up there, Tullio. Many years ago.
Edgar is just swinging through partners. He'll like swoop by and like kiss Imogen on the forehead, kiss Maria on the cheek, just changing dance partners like a middle school athlete should change their underwear.
It's been a while. Maria is going to attempt to pull Edgar into a dance.
Fuck it.
Adelaide, seeing that Tullio is still watching Lamb, just kind of reaches up and grabs him on the shoulder and like starts pulling him towards where Lamb went.
I'll follow.
Do you attempt to pull anyone else with you?
I'm making eyes at the whole coterie.
Yeah, I'll.
Oh, we going?
talk
We
about
going?
and come.
Okay.
What the fuck ever.
Maria's just gonna like probably like tap Edgar on the cheek a little bit and say, "Let's go."
Edgar's eyes are like pinpoint pupils. Like, fuck it, whatever.
Tullio will dance with Edgar as they walk.
Killer.
Do you leave your gifts behind?
No.
That was going to be my next fucking question.
Yeah.
No, swing by.
And grab your
Make
gifts.
sure Kenneth is still sitting, being
Kenneth,
all right.
Kenneth is curled up and asleep on the couch.
Just box.
Lam, as you sit down in your private booth, you see that the Hecata have followed you.
Oh, can I say just for funsies that they're stopped downstairs?
You want Jessica to stop them?
Yeah, because like she didn't say anything while she was going up.
Did Lam invite you up?
We were having a good time with her. It was time to take a break.
That's not
So
the answer to my question.
Tell Anastasia that we're here to see her.
Jessica keeps the rope there so you can't pass it and goes up to you, Lam.
What is it?
Jemandem hat dich Anastasia genannt.
Well, what do they want?
They said they're having a good time with you and they want to keep having a good time with you.
Okay, don't let the one person who said that name up.
Jessica heads back down, moves the rope, and looks at you, Edgar. You can go up.
Appreciate that. And Edgar will head up the stairs.
And you have access to dominate or anything like that to force Jessica to let you up, or maybe that might make the witch mad. Who knows?
Well, we're here for a good time, not a long.
Prince of Beain.
Yeah, I'm gonna use compel.
She is not a mortal. Maybe that blood that you drank wasn't Tremere shit at all. Might have been thin blood shit.
Oh my god.
3 successes. So we'll give Edgar and the witch a private few minutes before we see how that roll went. So Edgar, you approach. The witch is lounging in her booth.
Yeah, she's not watching you.
May I set?
What's your name?
Bionlach Duncern. I'm known to Yancey as Edgar Waite.
I get tired of the faces of children of death so easily these days. There's so many of you.
There's no one like me.
Special, aren't you? Last one also said that.
Happy birthday.
She looks over. Probably sees him standing there with the huge bowl in his hands. You can sit for now.
Set the bowl down. Wasn't easy getting a ritual bowl out of Venice, but I did what I could.
Huddy, is there any reason why she should be impressed by this vintage bowl?
Only if you're using Sense the Unseen when you look at it.
Sure, yeah.
On the bowl, in hidden writing, is An die Tochter des Ersten von Kudam, ihr gnädiger Herr, Edgar Waite. To the daughter of the first of Kudam, your gracious Sir, Edgar Waite.
She doesn't.
Is absolutely information that this baby deathling should not know.
She doesn't live to look at the bowl. She remains seating. Also, Edgar needs to choose. Lucius also needed to do this. The witches, there's 3 sofas in a U formation. The witch is lounging in the middle of the middle one. So where does Edgar sit?
Beside her.
In the same sofa?
Yeah.
Alright, sure. She doesn't stop you. And what do you want out of tonight, Edgar? Throwing around names like that, throwing around knowledge like that, it's obvious you're trying to impress her, trying to get something.
I have an aptitude for blood sorcery. And I'd like to know more.
Congratulations, you and every Tremere in this damn city.
I'm not a fucking Tremere. I have other reasons, which leads to my second gift. And he'll pull out a rolled It's made to look like a parchment, but it's obviously newer fashioned. And there's a note on it, which reads, "The beginnings of my tutelage were from the sons of Assam. I hope you can use this to greater efficacy than its previous master."
This is implying that Edgar learned blood sorcery from a Banu Hakim, not from a Tremere.
And this role seems to be assuming this role is one of the first thing where he learned it from then. Or
yeah, there's a ritual on the inside. It is the ritual for Tiamat glistens.
It's a fairly low level ritual. It's nothing impressive, really.
Yeah, all right. He unwraps the scroll, and she actually does look down. It's a fascinating ring you have there, Edgar.
It is.
Tullio, what did you roll?
4 successes.
You beat Jessica. What do you tell her?
Really, it was all of us, and I think that she would appreciate all of our presence.
Jessica nods. Oh, yes, of course, and removes the velvet rope.
Dankeschön, mein Frau.
Bitteschön. And as the four of you ascend up, you see that Edgar has given the witch a gift of a bowl and a scroll. And you hear Lam say, "That's a very interesting ring that you have." Please continue the conversation.
I would like to know what the group's intentions are as far as moving goes. If they intend to, like, move to stand directly next to the couches, if they intend to stay there, like, just what the intentions are, what they're doing as they enter.
Don't all speak up at once now.
I think Tullio will sit on the other side of Lamb, kind of sandwiching her between him and Edgar.
I would like to know the intentions of everyone. So, what are the intentions of the others?
So Tullio's intention is to sit. Imogen's intention is to
stand until invited to sit.
Adelaide.
Likewise. Oh.
Because this is like where you can see the whole dance floor, right?
Yes.
Adelaide's going to acknowledge Lamb and then stand towards the balcony where she can see everyone while she's listening.
Mm-hmm. And Maria will stand with Imogen and wait to be invited to sit.
Exactly. Yep.
Adelaide going to the balcony and then Tullio moving closer, and she will just like hold up a finger. Like, you think you can sit? Adorable child of Lucius. You can stand there and wait.
A little bit of a switch up from downstairs, Lamb.
I would prefer if you come upstairs uninvited that you shut your mouth until I invite you to otherwise.
By all means.
That was one warning. Good. You learned fast, just like your sire. She looks at Edgar. She says, "Why not offer your ring as a gift then? I'm sure that's way more precious than the scroll."
You are very clever. I know it's not worth noting, but it is to me. I have something else to offer you in finality. And he'll take the journal that's been wrapped in brown, just plain brown parchment paper. And I'll hand it to her.
You don't recognize this journal?
I don't think anyone else should have this. Seems a bit too personal.
She takes it, doesn't recognize it immediately, opens the first page just to see what the book is about.
It's a journal of Gaypot and his pursuit of you.
You asked me why I came here. And it was to give this to you, for no other reason. Of course, I do have my aims at becoming a blood sorcerer. But this was the most important. I believe that things that belong in the dark should stay there.
She puts the book down on the table before them. Do you know what the symbol means?
I get the feeling that you do, but I do not. I've seen it before.
You have. Then you don't want to make an educated guess.
I will avail myself to your wisdom should you see fit to give it.
Well, that depends, little Edgar. What do you want more? To delve into blood sorcery? Or to know?
I think there are things that are better left without my knowing, and I think this may be one of them. I've existed on scraps of blood sorcery for long enough. And if there was anyone whose knowledge would be full to bursting, I think it would be you.
How very kindred of you, Sir Waite, to choose blood sorcery and power over the knowledge of a ring that you obviously do not deserve to wear if you don't even want to know what it means.
I know what the people who bear this do, and that is enough for me.
But if you would know that, then you would know what the ring and the symbol means. So something doesn't add up, Sir Waite.
I know of those who bear this symbol, not what the symbol means. I'm not like the other faces you get in this club. Like you said, the formless, faceless youth. I am not among them. I would not be here if I hadn't considered angles, possibilities, educated myself. I don't come in as a dull knife. One must always be sharpened.
Huddy, can I use Scry to Soul? No, Premonition on dear Sir Waite here.
Ja, natürlich. Ross check.
Yes. Yes.
And resolve and aspects.
4.
An image flashes in your mind of a woman, dark hair. She's sitting on Edgar's lap and breathing light into him. But it's dull light. And then you see her give him that ring.
She turns to look at the group. She says, child of Lucius, Maria, sit.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. The dance was a lot of fun. And she's going to sit.
I'll sit as well.
She doesn't recognize Imogen from that evening, right? She wasn't there.
She wasn't, but she has the telltale Giovanni signs.
And I can, because both of them looked so similar, I can estimate that.
You
Lucius
sent
also-
Lucius after the 4 children, so you knew there were 4. I mean, there's only 2 here, but
Yeah. All right. Does Tullio keep standing there?
Imogen took that as her opportunity, said he'll keep standing.
Fascinated. I intended it for one of you and the other took it. Giovanni. She looks further down. She says, Adelaide, will you keep staring at the crowd and listening in?
I didn't want to interrupt. Apologies.
At least it's polite to sit and show that you're listening instead of doing it behind someone's back.
Of course. Might I have a seat?
She inclines her head to one side.
Adelaide will go sit down.
All right. I'm assuming that from the 3 of you, no one sits on next to her, or is someone?
I mean, unless she says so, yeah, Maria would if you wanted to.
There's other sofas. She doesn't say where you need to sit. Edgar went to sit on her other side, but there's 2 other sofas. So.
Gotcha.
If she gave any indication that there was nowhere to sit, Adelaide will sit next to the witch. And she has a box on her lap, and she turns to look at the group, make sure that everybody knows that she is paying attention, she's here, she's listening.
She looks at Tullio, the only one who's still standing. And she says, now, what could bring the childer of Lucius here and not he himself? Did he not want to come to Berkheim again?
I couldn't tell you. I haven't spoken with him in years, and I would imagine, based off your stories, fear. But I'm here to celebrate your Embrace Day. I come bearing gifts.
We are aware that Lucius is looking for something you know about. And that's why we collectively are here. Did Lucius Giovanni come to you asking about the Shadow Beain?
You have 2 of his childer in your little group and you don't know about that? Or did you never talk to your sire, really?
Wasn't really the sharing type.
Does like to hold on to power Just like you seem to. She directs that at Tullio before she looks at Edgar again. Seems like a certain artifact is in high demand these days. Wonder what all of you children of death want with it.
To prevent it falling...
Go ahead.
To prevent it from falling into his hands. I think we can all agree it's not good. What he might have intentions for it with.
I personally don't care who has it as long as they don't use it for what Lucius wants to do. It would be very boring if everything was like the Shadowlands. Life and death need each other.
Agreed.
Touching. So you want to work to stop Lucius?
Imogen finally speaks up and says, yes.
She looks at Tullio.
I want what my family wants. I want what's best for them.
Do I need to spell out that you need to answer my question, boy?
Does my answer not suffice?
If I need to ask about it, what do you think?
I have no other answer to give you.
Then it's good that your group might know that you will not fully follow them in their plan, it seems. You know, when Lucius came here, he was very interesting for a while. I wonder how far you want to or will go to prevent him from succeeding on his plans. Because if there's one thing that the Giovanni have, it's ambition. But what do you have? Oh, don't all speak at once. I'm sure you have lots of things.
Moxie.
In order to do what I do, and Adelaide's going to open up the package and let the fox fur scarf crawl out and wrap around her arm and up and back down. I need the Shadow Being destroyed. Or nullified. And then she'll let the fox fur scarf crawl in front of the witch.
It's a homunculi, Mina Hexa. You don't think you've ever seen one before. You just know that it's not anything Lucius could do.
She actually looks down at it on the ground and lowers her hand towards the ground. Towards it.
Crawl up. It'll take and crawl up so she can get a better look at it. It is her present after all.
She holds it up. Fascinating. You know you have the means to destroy the Shadow Beain already in your grasp, don't you?
Yes.
Well, part of the means. More like insufficient, but part.
And the part that we are missing might be...
She turns to face Edgar, who is sitting next to her again. How precious is that ring to you?
I would die before it fell from my finger.
Would you die before it fell off your lap?
There would be no greater and nobler death. A man must protect what he holds dear.
She looks at Tullio, and he's holding a box, right? She looks down at the box. What's in the box?
We'll present it. It is wrapped in just simple black paper.
All right, she will take it. She will open it.
It is a wooden box, very simple, though sanded and stained, rather sealed. It's made of a light, looks like white oak with a purple heart top. Acts of service are my love language. And I don't think I've known you long enough to understand yours, so this is the best I could do for you. I hope that I will fill this to bursting with precious mementos and memories of the things I will do for you.
I always like to see how children measure up to their sires.
You'll be
Perhaps
glad.
it'll last longer.
Far beyond.
She'll turn back to Edgar. So then is that your solution to die?
To the problem that is Lucius Giovanni, no. The way I square it, if Lucius is out of the picture, then the Shadow Beain can continue to exist.
But your friend over here just said that she wants to destroy the Shadow Beain or see it nullified.
I am aware of what my dearest cousin said, yes.
So then you're not all on one line.
Are any of our kind? I've heard that your sire had a very significant disagreement with his broodmates. Family can't ever get all on the same line.
You, Mr. Wade, are threatening to become boring very fast.
So be it, if it is. I am who I am.
And do you think it's worth it to be boring and to see your loved one die because of it? Because of your boredom?
If I inspire boredom in others and they make a choice, then choices must be made in return. That is all.
Seems like your ring isn't so precious to you after all.
I guess we'll just have to see.
She turns to Adelaide. Are there any others in your group who wish to destroy or nullify the Shadow Beain?
I think that it's mainly worrying about Lucius and his designs.
See.
What he can do with it. But there are others as well that I know would be able to, if they figured out how to use it, do worse. I don't know much about certain types of magic. The type of craft I have is just with the dead. But I've seen people work magic with flesh that should not have whatever it is that this can do.
You, my dear, have made a very smart remark. Because you can try and go and kill or nullify Lucius Giovanni. Or you can try and destroy or nullify the Shadow Beain. But it depends on where your goals lie. Because if you just destroy Lucius Giovanni, the Shadow Beain is still very much there. There's very much other people who could use it, have the same ambitions. Goals aren't unique. People have them all the time. They're often the same. So what I'm asking here is, what is your goal really? Is it to go after Lucius Giovanni, or is it to destroy and nullify the Shadow Beain?
The Shadow Beain. And if I can help my coterie mates. And Adelaide's gonna look around. My family. Be safe from Lucius as well, I will. But if we have him chasing the Shadow Beain while we're taking care of it, it gives us more time.
Oh, go on, you're all free to speak.
I'm of the same mind as Adelaide. I think destroying the Shadow Beain is going to be the better option. But at the same time, I'll do anything for my family. Absolutely anything.
Much in the same way as what Adelaide said. I agree, it shouldn't fall into the wrong hands. And if that means destroying it, so be it.
I will destroy anything that threatens the sanctity of my family. Shadow Beain, Lucius Giovanni, the dragon of the Fountain, so doesn't matter. If it threatens my family, I will crush its bones to dust and I will write my name in its ashes.
I echo my brother's sentiments. Family is everything, and anything that threatens it, be it Shadowbane, dragon, witch, is only an obstacle to be removed.
She will look at Tullio and she will say, "Good. And you're intending to be much more interesting than your sire was, right?"
If it's a play you're looking for, I will give you an epic, a tragedy, and a comedy wrapped into one.
She will use dominate for the next part that she says. She will use
intelligence.
mesmerize. Yes.
Rouse check, intelligence, and resolve. Tullio, intelligence and resolve. Manipulation and dominate for the witch. You don't have any rationalize or anything of that nature.
Unswayable mind, where are you?
Yeah, at your dots and fortitude.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
minor
yeah, that's
hexa, if you blood surge, you get to add 4 extra dice to your
Oh,
roll.
sure, why not?
4? Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and blood search as well. Just
And,
why not?
Yeah, you're at blood potency 4. Yep. And you have 6 willpower to spend.
Can you remind me of the roll I'm supposed to be making?
Intelligence and resolve plus your dots and fortitude.
Cool. I was sorry. I was in fear.
I do get hunger. 1.
So you're at 3 hunger now.
Oh, this is a very.
Or no, you're only 2 hunger. Excuse me.
This is fine. This is fine.
I can totally give a command for the rest of the night, right?
Mesmerize, I believe, lasts for the scene. I checked. You don't have anything that adds to it. No submerge directive or.
I don't know.
But I will allow it. You're 1,000 years old.
Holy crap!
There's a reason Adelaide's being nice.
And Imogen's being incredibly polite or trying to be.
Rachel, you've played Lady Beckett's with us. We met.
We
in
are
Trans-
those people.
I know. Can I just act surprised? But
We met Etris
no, I
and,
think-
and his old time radio voice.
I fucking love that. By the way, I had that in my.
God.
I love to see him going through his dice, trying to desperately get as many successes as he can.
I can't count when under pressure.
You know
it's
what, Phil? I can't do basic math either.
Basic math is the worst math.
Yes.
I think Maria's been polite as heck.
Yes, Tullio.
13 successes
13.
crits.
With what?
With crits. 2
Messy
crits.
crits or regular crits?
Regular crits.
Okay. 13 minus hexa.
I've done all that I can.
Everything is fine. Look, we're all having a great time. Technically, Adelaide's having a great time. This works towards her desire if we can get the witch to be allies with us.
Doesn't she seem like
What's
an
your
ally?
desire?
What?
Doesn't she seem like an ally? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Unswayable
I don't
mind,
know.
baby.
We had a good time. We partied. We danced.
I
Good
also
for
I don't have the crits on a hunger dice or anything, but I also have 13.
Okay. Well, it's 13 to 13. You can use dominate, but it's you're not going to know that it doesn't work, but it's not going to work. He's going to resist it, which
Boy.
Look at
which
that
only
clutch roll.
makes him more interesting, I imagine.
Yeah, it makes it interesting to see what he will do. She will tell him, "Go stand up behind your sister."
I'm happy where I am.
That's more than Lucius said.
I must do a show.
Do you want to, though? That's the question. I am slowly getting bored of this. However, there's one more interesting thing here. She turns to the side to Edgar again. How much do you share with your family?
My family that is in this room, everything.
So, how do you see destroying the Shadow Bane going, since you know what is needed, since you know you have it? What's stopping you from already doing it?
That brings me back to a query I posed to you many words ago. What part are we missing?
Your celestial lover isn't ready.
No, she is not.
She will die.
I need to pause this conversation here. Adelaide, you feel an overwhelming sensation to get up and leave Beain without saying a word, to go home to Edgar's home and embrace Aelin. However, I made you offers before. Have you considered any of them, or are you going to leave our scene?
No, okay, so I have, but here's what happens. The minute Celestial Lover has to die, Adelaide stands up and takes one step and stops.
Adelaide?
Goes to sit back down. I need to go. I don't. Edgar, what did she do to me? And is going to look to the witch. What is she?
Edgar is going to stand and leave the scene.
Are you going to take Kenneth?
Yep.
All right, we'll check on you in a minute.
Adelaide is visibly upset.
She lets him leave. It seems your family made a very foolish move to walk away from the truth that might have saved this lover. She turns to look at Adelaide. She says, "It's quite a right to feel violated, because it's not often that Kindred feel the touch of magic on them."
I've felt it, but not like this. This is different magic.
It's different, all right.
I don't know what happened, but I had a plan.
What were you going to do?
Kill the light. She asked me to kill her light.
The only way to do that would be to embrace her.
Adelaide looks directly at Maria. She doesn't say anything.
Maria's looking softly at Adelaide.
Seems like all of you are in quite a predicament then. Because if you do that, there's no way you will nullify or destroy that Shadow Bane of yours.
Why is it only her?
Good luck finding another. If there's one around still. They're not as populated as Kindred are.
but not completely impossible.
Oh, my dear sweet, by the time you find another Lucius will have gotten his little hands on that Shadow Bane and turned this whole city to Shadowlands. But I'd
Unless
love
we
to see
kill
you
Lucius
try.
first and give us more time.
Again, my point stands. I would absolutely love to see you try that. It would be very interesting.
Do you know where the Shadowbane is?
I know lots of things, Mr. Giovanni. Ask your sire. And I can share lots of things with you. If you make it worth my while.
Point me in the direction and I'll fill that box with Lucius Giovanni's heart.
What makes you think I want that? He's much more interesting to me alive than dead. I could say the same of you.
Box is yours to fill. Name your price.
There'll be a lot less interesting things in this world if Lucius gets his way. So wouldn't it be the argument that the world itself is more interesting with Lucius dead?
Is the world more interesting?
It has the potential to be.
Perhaps
And
you
it's
see
not-
that differently than I do.
Maybe.
I've seen what the world can be. I've had it in my crafts to make the world what it could be or what I want it to be. There's nothing new for me anymore. Except for people like you and people like Lucius. You could
Then I
not
guess-
care about the world. But I care about other things.
Is that why you spend your time here? Because of the people and the new stories?
Need a change of scenery at some point, don't you? You want to go up against Lucius Giovanni. You want to destroy and nullify this Shadow Bane. I would love to see you try. And I'm even willing to push you to see you try. After all, what fun is an ambition if there is no opposition to it? So, I think at this point, you all need to decide what Mr. Waite's ambition in all of this is and how far he's willing to go to accept help in making sure that not only his goals are fulfilled, but all of yours are as well. Or you can come back and ask me how to kill Lucius Giovanni, of course.
Jessica at that moment comes up and whispers in your ear. Sie warten auf dich, meine Hexe. Sie wollen Party machen.
Perfect timing. She stands up. For the record, she's still holding the homunculi.
It's still moving.
Mhm.
It's a massage scarf.
I love and hate that, by the way.
She looks just in the general direction of everyone as she says, "The next time you come to Beain, you will be welcomed. And I would suggest, as some advice, that your friend Mr. Waite comes back as well. Since you're family and you all care for each other." She turns to Adelaide and she'll say, "Come back tomorrow night. The rest of you may do as you wish." I think I've made myself clear.
Adelaide does, she says, "As you wish." And she'll bow. "Happy birthday."
Imogen pipes up against and says, "If I may, ma'am." I was silent while business was talked, but I do have something for you. And she'll present a relatively medium-sized box. Not too big.
She'll take it and she'll open it.
It is a bronze and dry brush painted idol of Lilith. Her personal one. She says, "That's my personal idol, and now it belongs to you." It's something precious to me, so I figured it was worth it. I have nothing more to ask of you. I don't require favors or boons. You've been an enormous help tonight.
She, what is the name of the thin blood again? Jessica?
Mhm.
She, I assume Jessica's still standing there close by. She waves Jessica over. She tells her, "Get me the picture, real quick."
She goes behind a curtain, behind the couches, comes back pretty quickly, hands it to you.
She turns to face Imogen again. And she holds out one hand with a picture in it.
Imogen will take and look at it.
It is a picture of your birth parents and you and Ariana as children.
How did you get this?
Just appreciate it. She turns to the rest of the group to see if they will all just, or if there is someone else who says "Miss, I still have business."
Maria does look like she has something that she wants to say, and her eyes were probably on Imogen and her gift as it was presented, but the second that you turn back to us, she's and then she's going to say, "I'm a woman of action, not words, and I do not know you well enough to give you a proper gift, but I can offer myself and my talents. Should you ever need a mistress of ghosts, a wraith, something within my wheelhouse. It is yours, no questions asked. If I would also request a meeting with you in private at some point soon.
You were fun for a lamb to dance with. You can come back tomorrow night as well.
I would like that. Thank you.
Good luck. She turns away from the rest and she walks to the balcony.
So, the children of the Hecata, you may certainly stay at Beain, I assume, and spend the rest of the night partying. However, you do know that Edgar left, and if any of you peek out over the balcony, you can see that he's gone, and so is Kenneth. If you'd like to head to your cars, catch up to him, go back to his penthouse. Especially you, Adelaide.
We should see what's wrong with Edgar.
I agree. As much as I would love to stay and party some more, I don't think Catherine would forgive me for spending too much time here without her.
So, as you all head back to your cars, Tullio, you're the only one now with the car, so you're going to have to shuffle everyone home. Edgar, you managed to wrangle Kenneth into the Aston Martin. He's still pretty out of it. What is going through your mind, and what caused you to leave the scene?
Aelin is doing things she doesn't know she's doing, and that's a problem that needs dealt with right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, Edgar has something to take care of before that. Something that's been weighing on him for a long time.
And what would that be?
Kenneth.
As you drive, you get a phone call from Aelin.
I'll answer.
Now that you have your phone again and have cell phone reception. And she says, "Did you find Kenneth?
I did.
Bring him home.
I am.
I think I can help him."
I think I can help him.
Edgar? Make me a composure and resolve roll.
Will do.
Beat 12 successes.
Does my blood surge from earlier still count, or has
No, you
the
left the
thing
scene, honey.
changed?
You left the scene.
Alright. No. 2 successes.
You feel her voice come out through the phone, and it's very melodic and harmonious. And something overtakes you as she says, "Tell me what you're planning to do with Kenneth."
It's time he's received his birthright.
Bring him home to me.
You two should meet me in my studio. In the basement.
Yes. Bella shouldn't see this.
No. Thank you.
So, you pull into your parking garage. Get Kenneth out of the car. As I said, he's still pretty out of it, head lolling back and forth.
Edgar will literally just throw him over his shoulder at this point.
Mm-hmm. And Aelin is waiting for you in your studio. Matilda is also down there. She followed her.
this ramshackle. Well, not ramshackle. It's all top of the line, but it's a very messy clay working studio. There's a clay working table, a kiln, refrigerators with clay in them. And Edgar will sit Kenneth on the seat that he uses at his drafting table.
Aelin comes up to you, pushes you away from Kenneth, not forcefully, but a hand on your chest. Where is the studio located exactly, for my edification?
It is in the unlisted sub-basement of the building that Edgar lives in.
And she walks over to him, and she puts her fingernails against his heart, starts drawing up and down, to the left and to the right, and comes up to his throat. And she says, get a basket, quick.
Edgar will grab the wastebasket.
And you watch him turn his head and start purging. And it's not vomit. It's black and viscous and red. And it's a lot. His eyes become incredibly bloodshot, and she doesn't remove her hand from his neck. And as she does this, you watch her nose begin to gush with blood. Blood is coming out of Kenneth as well. I need 2 Rouse checks, please. At this point, the coterie can have arrived at the garage.
2 successes.
So you don't get any hungrier here. And as she holds onto his throat and he purges into the basket, her blood continues to pour. It's getting a lot, Edgar. It's getting to a dangerous amount, you think, for a person. She's starting to look very pale.
Aelin, that's enough.
She doesn't stop.
I'll let her do her thing.
All right. So, eventually, he stops purging, and as he does, Aelin falls back to the ground. And she is unconscious.
Is Adelaide still under the submerge directive?
No, you spent that aggravated point of willpower damage.
Hell yeah. Okay. Good. Wonderful. But she is running.
Mm-hmm. Running up to stairs to see Bella. When you get upstairs, you see there is no, that Matilda's not here, the ghoul's not here, but you knock on the door and Bella opens and everyone seems fine.
Are you alright? Have you seen Edgar yet?
No.
Alright, sweetheart, we need to go have a conversation, okay? And she's gonna take Bella's hand and go into their room.
Down in the basement, Kenneth coughs. And he suddenly looks healthy. The sallowness to his skin and the gauntness seems gone. He looks clear in the face, clear in the eyes, and he looks at you. What the fuck was that? Wipes his mouth.
Magic. Real magic.
He sort of looks at his hands.
Count your teeth. You are missing a few.
He does. And they've been restored. The fuck is she?
The best of us.
Is she dead?
No, but you will be. It's time. You've been denied your birthright for too long.
I don't fucking want it. Give it to Bella.
She doesn't want it either. And you've left me with no choice.
Bullshit. She just gave me a second chance, and now you're gonna take it from me?
What would you have me do, Kenneth?
Let me live.
Give you another chance to fuck it all up again.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm asking for. Give me the chance a mom never did.
And what chance is that? What would you do
A
with it?
second chance. Free of the burden of everything this incestuous, disgusting family put on me and on Bella.
What will you do with it?
Find happiness.
Good. Did you know you're a homeowner?
No.
Well, about a week ago, I signed over to you all of my assets in Scotland. I have a home there. One that your mother doesn't know about. I'm gonna drive you to the airport. We're gonna send you tonight.
This is going to sound really weird, but I'm really concerned about your dying girlfriend.
So am I, but you and I have business to attend to.
Don't you think she should go to a hospital?
I'll deal with that in a moment. I don't have time to pack you a bag.
You gotta at least let me say goodbye to Bella. You can't do that to her.
You should. And Edgar will kneel and he'll check Aylin's pulse.
It's incredibly thready.
He'll try and feed her a little bit of his blood.
I think you've known long enough now that that's not going to do anything for her. Besides giving her some measure of longevity, it doesn't affect her in the way it would a normal ghoul.
He'll just pick her up in his arms.
Are you using Sense the Unseen, Edgar?
Mm-hmm.
Her light is very dim, very, very dim.
Understood. Edgar will lift her in his arms.
Kenneth has already moved past you out of the studio. He's heading up to your penthouse.
Matilda, would you drive my godson to the airport for me?
No. My duty is to protect your ghoul, and I can't protect her from herself.
No, you can't.
Ask one of your cousins.
Your wisdom is prevailing, Gran. And Edgar will carry Aylin upstairs.
So you head upstairs. Imogen, Maria, and Adelaide are upstairs. So you don't see Adelaide. You see Katrin talking to Maria, asking her to tell her every single detail about Beain, practically having her by the shoulders and shaking her, wanting to know every single detail. Sabina seems to just be normally standing there with Imogen. Imogen waiting to see who's going to give her a ride home, or maybe go home with Matilda. Adelaide you don't see, but Imogen and Maria, you see Edgar arrive with Kenneth and Aylin in his arms, and Aylin is covered in blood, all the way down her nose, to her mouth, down her neck, down her dress.
Imogen, Kenneth is going to be coming up soon. I need you to take him to the airport. Can you do that for me?
I'll look to Sabina.
You can take any of my cars that you like.
I'll look to Sabina and see if she would drive, because I don't fucking drive.
Yeah, Sabina will do that.
Absolutely. She'll look back to Edgar. Absolutely.
And fuck it, you can keep the car, whichever one you take. I've got too many.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is she going to be okay?
I don't think so.
You want me to come back?
No.
Understood.
Adelaide and Bella in that room.
Hmm.
What conversation were you having with Bella?
So Adelaide sits Bella down on the bed. Bella, you remember when I first brought you home and how you were and you weren't okay? And we got you better, right? Right. And we found Kenneth. And he is doing much worse than you were. I don't know what Edgar plans to do, but Edgar brought him here. I think they weren't here, or he took him somewhere. And I just wanted to let you know.
As you say that, Kenneth opens the door to the room. And Adelaide, he looks fine, healthy, nothing wrong with him. Bella stands up and they hug each other. I thought you said he wasn't doing well.
He wasn't, Kenneth. What happened?
And Kenneth looks at you and says, Edgar's girlfriend saved me. Made me puke out everything.
Okay. What are you going to do now, Kenneth?
Apparently I'm going to Scotland.
That's not what I asked. What are you going to do?
Eat haggis.
And take care of yourself.
I'm gonna try.
Good. You both deserved so much better than what you got. And I'm sorry I could only save one of you.
I'm sorry, I think it cost his girlfriend's life. I hope I'm worth it.
I'll let you talk. Anna's gonna go see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Where everybody went.
Edgar, where have you taken Aelin?
Bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Laid her down on the bed, and he's just sitting in a chair beside the bed, just watching her chest rise and fall as slowly as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Watching.
Do you attempt any, call an ambulance, attempt any medicine check of some kind, anything of that nature?
Edgar will dip into a stash that he hasn't dipped into since he was drinking from the tap, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an adrenaline needle in there.
Okay. Anyone follow Edgar into this bedroom? Adelaide, you were looking for Edgar?
Adelaide is trying to find Edgar.
Mm-hmm. Don't have to look far. Imogen, Kenneth went off, doesn't want to leave right now. So you're just waiting here with Sabina?
Yes, just floating by the door, waiting for Kenneth, giving Edgar his privacy.
Katrin is absolutely standing in a really awkward way in the main part of the room to stare into the bedroom. And she's sort of leaning on you, Maria, like, give me better leverage, I'm trying to watch.
This is really rude. We shouldn't be doing this.
He's rude, so I'll be rude right back.
Maria will assist, begrudgingly.
Adelaide, you can find Edgar.
Adelaide, is immediately trying to find Edgar.
You can find him.
Edgar, we need to get her in the car now. Come on.
No.
Edgar, come on.
No.
Don't you want to save her?
He'll hit her with the adrenaline needle.
Make me a composure and medicine roll. Your successes will determine something.
Like the whole time, Adelaide just like, she's not human. Edgar.
Get a blood surge. That's a failure. So that'll take me to 1.
Mm-hmm. And yet, you still don't know what she is.
Okay, so that's 6 successes with a crit.
With 6 successes with a crit, as you jam it into her heart, she sits straight up, takes a deep inhale of breath, and grabs onto you, Edgar. The tighten grip, more so out of shock of the muscle than out of a purpose. And then she falls back down onto the bed, but she is conscious. She touches at the blood around her nose. Did it work?
You nearly killed yourself. But yes. You have to be careful. And I think the first step in us being careful is you need to stop feeding from me.
Why?
I'm dimming your light.
I'll age, Edgar.
I know. I know. And I will
I could
hold
get
you.
sick.
And I will hold you and carry you into whatever comes next.
And what if I don't want that?
Then we have to make a choice. But that is your choice to make. It's not mine.
With Sense the Unseen, how's her light looking still?
Dim. Maria, if you're using Sense the Unseen, you can see this too. That her light is much, much dimmer than it's ever been. And of course, Imogen could hear the entire conversation. With heightened sensation anywhere in the apartment.
Edgar, you can see it. I know you can't. Come on.
Choose your next words carefully.
I'm trying to help Aelin. Please let me.
What do you intend to do?
We don't know what she is. And I mean that as she is Aelin. But there is more about her. And the light is growing fainter and fainter. She knew what she was. She can help, and I'm willing to do what it costs to make that happen.
Stop dancing. Say what you want to say.
I did, Edgar. I want to help Aelin.
How?
And the only person I know at this point in time would be the witch.
No.
Shouldn't Aelin get a say in this, Edgar?
When we talk about everything, she will. That will be her choice. For right now, I am saying no. As much as the witch wanted to play like she wasn't kindred like the rest of us, she is. There are things she wants, truths she will not tell, and throats she will slit for what she wants. I need you to leave.
I'll wait in the garage for Paladin.
Get her on your way out.
Goodbye, Aelin.
Aelin looks confused and a little upset. Edgar, you don't have to be this way. If my light dims, then it dims.
If your light dims, then we will not. We'll deal with that. You and I.
Edgar, family means something to me. And as long as I'm with you, this is my family.
I am aware. But there are conversations that should happen between a husband and a wife first.
She looks at you, Adelaide, and in Arabic says that she's sorry.
And because Edgar is having a bad time, she responds in a language Edgar can understand. You have nothing to apologize for, Aelin. I just wanted to help.
Katrin turns to you, Maria, and says, well, now things have gotten very boring again.
Maria's looking very contemplative. I need to know, because this is very confusing for me personally. Would invigorating Vitae work on Aelin at all?
It would if she
in
was
this
just
situation?
immortal. It would if she was
Gotcha.
just immortal. So you watch Adelaide leave the bedroom. Kenneth and Bella have come out of her room.
Kenneth, are you ready to go?
Yeah, I can't stop at home to get anything, so I guess I'll just wear whatever they wear in Scotland.
That you will. And I'll wait for him to leave or come. And when he leaves,
he'll follow
we
you.
leave.
And Matilda will go as well with you, as she is the one who drove you all here. Katrin says, okay, well, should we go, or you want to stop by and get some currywurst and watch me eat it?
Are you hungry?
I didn't like anything that she cooked. Not really.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go do that. Maria is actually at a loss for words for the most part, for probably the first time in a while, with everything that's kind of happened. So she's very much in her head right now.
Katrin sort of puts her arm around your neck and just sort of leans her head on you. Like, and I'm going to get the biggest currywurst, and I'm going to get the hummus with the seasoning on it that you used to like.
I wish I could still eat it.
I mean, you can, but
But
then
yes.
you're going to throw up.
Yeah. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be a fun time.
And that's a
But
waste.
yes.
That's a waste of €6.
Adelaide's right here with us.
Yes.
Bella looks extremely happy that Kenneth is doing so well.
Do you two want to come with us? Maybe have an impromptu girls' night. I think we all could use it after this.
That'd be fun.
Are you okay? That was. If you feel up to it, Bella, yes.
Yes.
I'll get our things from the bedroom, and I'll meet you in the garage.
Edgar, is there anything else you'd like to say to Aelin, or would you like to end our session here?
I think Edgar will just lean over her for a moment. Just kind of getting a good look at her.
She looks very pale. She has tan skin, but she looks very pale and weak. You don't think you've ever seen her look like this before?
What do you want? If your light were to go out, what would you want?
It's a difficult question to ask, to answer, Edgar. I didn't know I had a light until I met you.
That is the sort of thing we do for each other. Bring out the best, as it were.
All I wanted to do was help your son.
And you did. But you have to be careful.
I am not necessarily in control of myself when I'm doing it.
You have to gain control.
I don't know how. I don't know what's wrong with me. What makes me this way?
It's what is right with you. And you must search within yourself for that.
I suppose the better question is, Edgar, is what am I to you without my light?
My wife, what you are, the knowledge of what you are, what you can do, none of that has ever mattered a shining feck to me.
I don't know. There's a part of me that thinks that hunger within you for knowledge saw something in me that night. Maybe I manifested all of this, your feelings, maybe none of it is real.
And it is a pleasant dream, and one I would like to stay in. And if that means forever going through life in a state of sleep, then I will have a glorious rest.
I don't know what to do, Edgar. These things all feel too big for me to understand or handle. And when I see things or when I know things, I just want to do something. I want to bring things, make things according to my own will. It's an overwhelming sensation, and I don't know how to
You
stop
did
it.
something to Adelaide. Did you know that?
No. When? Tonight.
When you spoke to her on the balcony a week ago.
No, I didn't know. Did I hurt her?
Something you said to her made her not wish to obey her own mind.
I did think it was odd that she so readily agreed to kill my light.
To do what?
To kill my light.
It's good they're gone.
Wait. Edgar, wait. I asked her to embrace me if she found out that whatever it is going to kill me. So it is going to kill me.
If we are not prepared, it will. But the witch is still holding on to a truth that I need. Which is how to make it not kill you. There is a way. And I think it starts with, you can't drink my blood anymore. I think you should pray on it.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing I can do. Because I don't know what's going to happen aging 11 years all at
I'll
once.
be here. I'll be here. I will not leave your side until I have to. And even then, you are never far from me.
We have a few days. Sabina got a phone call while we were watching movies. Your aunt is having a party and you're supposed to go.
I am.
It's in 3 days.
Then we have 3 days to pray together. I want you to teach me. We don't have to let the father know.
Edgar, I can't walk right now. I can't feel my own body.
Just rest. And I need to know if your heart begins to stop, what do you want me to do?
Whatever will cause you the least amount of pain.
And that is what I will do.
And that is where we will end our scene. Episode 3, in Berlin, we wear black this evening. Thank you so much